This episode of Your Mom's House is brought to you by Sattva Luxury Mattress, the only online mattress company that provides free delivery, setup, and mattress removal.
Welcome to Your Mom's House with Tom Segura, and
Christina Pajitsi.
welcome to Your Mom's House.
I mean, let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey.
Space travel in a paper airplane
Oh, that's nice.
by, I can't tell who it's by. Coated Polecat?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Not everybody has a name that rolls off the tongue.
Coated polecat?
I mean, all right, here's some shows that you can still get tickets to. The Late Show in New Haven on March 30th.
Is that in Connecticut?
It is, and there's a few tickets. I don't know how many will be available by the time this comes out, but you can try to get them. Late Show in Madison, Wisconsin has picked up. Still some tickets if you want to try to get into that. That's at the Orpheum April 11th. The Late Show, the early show sold out. Late Show in Milwaukee on the 12th, you can try to get tickets to. And the Late Show in Nashville is the only thing left that week on April 14th. It is almost sold out, and by the time this comes out, it might be gone. Bethlehem, PA, April 25th has less than 200 tickets left. And let's see. You can go to, the only show you can get to in Boston still is April 28th. That is the Late Show, April 28th. And then I added a show May 1st in Portland, Oregon. If you want to try to go to that. The April 2nd show in Portland is sold out. May 5th in Seattle is the only show left with tickets in Seattle. All the others are sold out. And you can go on down the line there, tomsegura.com/tour. You can see the tickets in May and June. We are announcing a bunch of shows. We're going to make the announcement in April. So it's going to be in about 3 weeks. If you want to get tickets before anybody else for the second half of the tour, that includes all the Canadian dates, a bunch of US dates, some other international dates, sign up at my email website. Go to tomsegura.com/tour, and there's a prompt, and you put your email in there, and then we'll announce the shows first, and you can jump on them before anybody else.
Okay, mommy. Mini Apple Tits, Acme Comedy Club, April 4th through 6th. My early shows are sold out, and those tickets are going really fast, so hop on it. Tempe Improv, May 10th and 11th. May 31st through June 1st, Burbank, California, Sperm Bank at Flap Hairs Comedy Club. June 20th through 22nd, Washington Dickum at the DC Improv. Tickets at Christina P. Online. Also, if you're not aware, if you're new to the program, please check out my Netflix specials. I have Mother Inferior, my hour, and half hour, The Degenerates, along with Joey Diaz, Big J. Okerson, Lisa Traeger, Yamanika Sanders, sorry guys.
Yep.
Try it out. Christina P. Online, Holmes.
All right. That's it, right?
That's it. Catch me outside. Instagram, the Christina P.
That's it, and that's all, man. We just entertainment, man.
Oh my God.
All right.
What's happening? All the rappers on the show are really influencing here.
One other thing before we get started. Don't forget, this is your last chance. March 22nd. That's Friday, 10 p.m. The Hollywood Improv has the great non-coming Josh Potter.
The great cockroach comedian.
The cockroach comic at the Improv Lab here in Hollywood, glorious, glamorous Hollywood, California, at the legendary Melrose Improv Lab, 10 p.m. show. Josh Potter's headlining. I know he's bringing Doug Mellard.
Oh, my goodness.
And a couple other people are on the show. Get tickets now. Go to Josh Potter's page or just go to the Improv website. and get tickets, man. It's going to be a really great show. That's that.
That's it, Gene. That's a lot of business.
It's a lot of business.
We did it.
We done did it. Let's get into this show. Ready?
Oh gosh, I'm afraid to. But
are you a cum slut?
Oh,
are you a
Jesus.
little cum whore? Are you hooked on jizz? Are you a cum sissy? Do you love watching yourself jizz all over the place?
This shit is big time!
Oh, it's Randy. Don't bring anyone love into this.
Yo, mom in the fucking stand!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura.
Salami Segura.
And
Christina Pajitsin.
welcome to your mom's house.
I had a couple people complain that the intro is too long.
It is. I feel it too. I hate it.
You know what
so
I was
annoyed.
thinking of doing?
What?
Making it longer.
No, because I want to get to the fun. I want to get to the show, and then I have to wait for the whole song. I'm upset.
I think I'm going to make a longer version.
No.
Yeah.
Are you a cum sissy?
And yes, I love to watch myself jizzle over everything.
I kind of feel like every guy does, don't you? I mean, it seems like it's pretty neat.
It is pretty neat. Yeah, it's like this spout that just goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a cum slut?
Yeah.
The first time that happened to you, were you like, whoa? Like, did you know it was going to
Are
happen?
you addicted to cum shots?
Yeah.
Did you know that was going to happen to you when the first time you did that?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, you know what? I always had a real distance on me, so I was fascinated. You know, quantity and firepower.
But I'm saying the first time.
I'm trying to remember the first time
Stuff came out. Were you like,
remember,
whoa, dude, is that supposed to happen?
Oh yeah, you're like, oh my god, yeah. I mean, I don't remember if I can cite the first time like vividly. That was the first time, but I remember being like, oh shit, this is a mess, you know, and
yeah,
and having to clean it up. And I remember one time I was staying at a relative's house, and you know, when you really you get so fired up when you're 12, 13. Ugh. So like I got to jerk off. So I went in the bathroom and I stood over the toilet and I jerked off, and then it shot over the back of the toilet. So I thought I was going to go in, and then I was like, oh shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, and some landed on some magazines and stuff.
Oh no. So
and not like good ones like Time and like Better Homes and Gardens. I was like, oh fuck.
Those aren't the good magazines?
Well, I'm saying I wasn't jerking off on a Playboy. It was
oh, right.
You know, it was like a news.
It was like
magazine.
Mom's magazines.
Yeah. And I'm like, I love this shit so much.
Now, back then, you had to use your imagination because you're only.
Yeah, you know, I didn't. Yeah, it was just.
And then did you wipe off the magazines, or you just left it?
No, you wipe it off.
Now, how do you hide all that stuff from your mom when you're that age? Because your mom's still doing your laundry.
Yeah, you know, I used to jerk off into boxers.
Uh-huh.
And then I would just throw those boxers under my bed.
No, that's not a good strategy.
No, I know. I'd just be a pile.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then one day they'd just be gone.
So she was like, I found your cummy boxers.
I think that she like my mom doesn't know a lot about that world.
She knows what you did.
No, I think she probably thought it was wet, like, you know, understood that there's wet dreams. I don't think she thought I was in there like, I'm cranking this thing out every night.
She knew.
I don't think so.
Can I tell you the grossest story ever told?
Yeah.
When I was in college, there was a boy I knew about.
Yeah.
Are you a cum slut?
You are.
Not me. I am definitely not. Who would listen to this though? You're going to get very sick.
Oh,
Everybody listening is going to get very ill right now. He would bagok every night in his same pajama bottoms. So he would wear the same pajama bottoms night after night, and he would just, you know, bust nuts in those jammies. And then, no, sorry. I think he would use the same rag, and then he'd throw it to the side of the bed. Anyway, he used the same thing over and over, and I remember he left it there, and then it grew mushrooms. Yeah. It was so gross because we lived in England. It was my year abroad, and the climate in England is like, you know, cold and clammy, and so it grew mushrooms because he was using like the same jizz rag every night.
Was
and,
everybody
let it down.
involved in this or something?
No, but he had the roommate, I think, discovered it, and then we caught wind of it. We heard about this kid.
So he's jizzing into the same rag?
Into the same...
And it grew mushrooms.
Yeah, because he left it by the side of his bed.
I'm going to fucking throw
I
up.
know. I told you it was the grossest story ever told. Are you proud of me?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, you should be. I'm proud of myself. Ugh, God.
Do you love licking your own cum?
Oh my God, no.
Let's
Somebody's
see this.
doing it right now,
Who is
though.
this lady? Is her...
It's your mom.
This is what she does?
Your mom's friend.
You a cum slut?
Yeah.
Are you a little cum whore? Are you hooked on jizz?
Yeah.
Are you a cum sissy? Do you love watching yourself jizz all over the place?
Yes,
Do you
yes.
just love the taste of nut? Are you addicted to cum shots? Does cum excite you? Are you a pro swallower? Do you love the taste, the smell, the texture of some hot cum?
Damn. She's not playing any games.
No, she
This
would.
is called wife material right here.
Okay. She would really be into our cum gum idea. Remember, we used to have
chewing up all the different guys' cum.
like Chewels or
Yeah.
Tidal Wave, and there would be in the
Cum
middle
gum. Yeah.
a thing of cum, different races of people.
Yeah, yeah. You want some Asian gum?
Yeah.
And then a little Asian guy nuts in
Tidal
your
Wave.
mouth.
Yeah.
Do you love cream pie? Do you love licking your own cum?
Got it.
Tasting your
Thank
own
you.
cum?
Wrap it up.
Do you crave your own taste? I know I love the way I taste.
Oh.
What about you? Do you love the way you taste? Do you love watching others taste you?
Okay. All right.
Wow. Good morning.
She likes the way she tastes.
She likes her own.
Her own
Most people do.
vag juice. Really?
I don't know. I don't really do that to myself. Do you?
You said I
taste
don't
your own?
really. Do you do it sometimes?
All the time.
Was that the end of her? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
good. Thank God. That was
Oof.
horrendous.
Is her whole like vibe that? Does she have other stuff?
I mean, she has a YouTube channel called The Kinky Kid, and it's all kind of in this lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is in that lane. All right.
Doing
All
the
right.
Lord's work. And
Tell me how you keep it kinky.
It's Christian stuff.
Yeah,
Now,
real Christian.
They allow this on YouTube. You're allowed to talk
guess
about.
so.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she's just talking about it. You know, she's not shoving anything up in her.
Can you do that? Can you like eat jizz on YouTube?
I mean, that's a blurred line, I think. You want to find out? Yeah. Do you want to find out, Josh?
Do you want to find out? Yeah, Josh.
I
let's
do want to
it.
find out.
God.
Josh, will you eat your own jizz?
Yeah, should we stop down for a second?
No.
Now,
No.
how quickly can Josh jizz?
On his own.
Yeah.
Josh? Here, hold on. We're going to switch places for a second.
Yeah. This inquiring minds. This is
I just
very
wanna know.
important listener
Yeah.
information. God, the whole world is on bated breath waiting for Josh's coming.
Yeah.
The whole world wants you to come, bro.
Everybody's asking.
Yeah, how long does it take to make me come by myself?
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, it depends on the scenario, obviously, but you know, I could get it out pretty quick, probably. You know,
If you
I'm
needed
under
to-
the gun. If there's a gun to my head, though, I don't know if I could.
Well, let's not gun to your head, but let's say I'm like, hey, you know, you haven't released in a few days.
For this purpose, like if you want me to taste my own cum, I could have it ready by the ad spots. You know, for the show.
Yeah. Would you taste your own jizz?
I think I accidentally have. You know, you were talking about your velocity and like how hard you've launched.
Yeah.
I've definitely like accidentally bukkakied myself in the past.
Isn't that fairly common?
Yeah, you must. So I've definitely probably tasted myself.
Oh, I've covered my own face.
Yeah.
Completely. I've laid on my back and just bathed in it.
The worst is when you get it in your glasses because of the shame of cleaning your glasses off.
Oh, yeah.
Afterwards.
I can only imagine.
Have you ever done that thing where you have the girl wear glasses, or maybe she does, and you cover the glasses?
Okie dokie.
I do it with my own sometimes.
about?
I've done it with my own glasses.
Yeah, it's called specs appeal.
It's fun. Because then I can't see either, so it's like, am I hitting the glasses? I don't know. I get to find out after.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
So did you
cool
not
morning talk, guys? Thanks.
Have you? Did you come inside a lady since we
Oh
last
my
spoke?
God.
Not yet. We're still doing research out there. We're getting to the bottom of it. You know, every day is a new day and a new discovery. So
I love this attitude. How about your DM game? Is it
I've
getting
upped
better?
it. I don't know if you saw some tweets.
I saw some emojis. Yeah.
Yeah, I went emoji.
You took
style.
that BDE that Brendan was talking about, and you.
And I applied it, and
How did
I
it
think
go?
it's working. I got a couple of nudies.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, we have
what's
a
up? What's
forward
up?
to your colleagues' policy here. Where are those nudies?
Babe.
Oh yeah,
What?
no, they'll be at the weekly recap.
Oh, okay, good. Were they good ones?
Some were good, yeah. You know, they're all
there.
appreciated.
Yeah, I would say
I appreciate them up and down, left and right.
Yeah, you should.
Any naked chick is a good
It's
one.
awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
Every
come on
naked
now.
chick,
Come on.
yeah.
Let's be real here.
Well, all I want you to do, my fingers are crossed, is for you to finish in a nice lady.
I pray every day to the Lord above that someday I can feel what it's like to just blast off inside of a woman.
Okay.
I spoke
Thank
to
you,
a doctor
Josh.
about
Jesus
you.
Christ.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there was a doctor at my show, and he was like, "Yeah, he needs to see someone like me and a therapist."
Oh, together, two of them.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, you
Someday.
definitely need a therapist. I think this
Yeah.
problem is emotional, partially. I'm assuming. I'd think there might be some trauma or something. Wouldn't you think?
To the audience, I appreciate everyone's feedback on it because everyone seems to have their theories. Let me tell you,
I bet
everyone's
you got a
one.
lot of messages.
Oh yeah, these people
Yeah.
who blow loads all the time have all kinds of advice. The one that they're like, hey, maybe you should get different glasses. You could get a smoke show, and that way. These are not for show, people.
Yeah.
These are. I have to wear them. I
Yeah.
don't want to. These
Yeah.
aren't like my. That's not going to help. I
Sure.
thought maybe if I got better ones, I could see the girl in more HD. And then maybe that would help me come.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's blurry.
I think you need help. You got to go to the doctor.
addicted to cum shots?
What kind of doctor were you speaking with?
It was a urologist.
You need a urologist and you need a therapist.
Oh, it's so much doctor stuff.
It is. But you want to come.
When was the last time you saw just a physician?
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy,
Cockroaches don't go to the doctor.
we're in the year 2019
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
It would have been 8 years ago.
What?
Mandated physical for a job.
Dude,
Can we get another physical going?
yeah.
I'm scared to find out what's
Yeah,
going
but
on.
it's
in
probably a
there.
good idea though.
Don't you feel like if I find out what's wrong, then I'll die? You know what I mean? Like
It could be great for the show though.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, I'll put my fuck all that HIPAA shit.
Dude,
I'll put it all out there.
You could be having neuropathy issues.
Yeah,
And then in that case, we can do meth on the show.
that's right. Yeah.
Boom.
I might have to have you film that elsewhere just for legal reasons. But then,
Right. An undisclosed location.
Yeah. And then just make sure you get high quality video.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
All right. Well, look.
Well,
all I want
wow.
you to do is come. So
It's soon enough, we'll keep in the
Thanks,
lab and
Josh.
we'll get at it.
thanks, buddy.
And guys, please don't send us the book Natural Harvest. We've gotten the link many times. Natural Harvest is a book that's full of cum recipes where you can make cakes and things. Like, we've got it. Thank you. Don't send me Natural Harvest.
We got
Who
it.
keeps it 100?
What?
Who keeps it 100?
Okay.
Gene, last night
Oh,
we went to Brody Stevens Memorial.
yes, we
It
did.
was amazing.
It was beautiful.
It was. Many people probably saw it on Periscope. They Periscoped
Yes,
it
they
because he was the
did.
Prince of Periscope. And it was like a really awesome energy and celebration and remembrance of that guy. I mean, the amount of people that showed up
Oh
that
my
just wanted
God.
to pay respect or show love to him. It's
He had
pretty awesome.
so many friends. I had no idea. He had celebrities, baseball players,
yeah.
comedians, just randos. And we all cried. Everybody went from laughing to crying, laughing to crying.
Yeah,
and
Zach Galifianakis
very nice.
gave like the most amazing
Yes.
back and forth speech like that, where it was touching and heartfelt and then hilarious, and then it was back and forth, and it was like an emotional roller coaster just to be there and watch it.
Yeah. But I will say, Jeff Ross had some great lines, which we'll get
my
into.
God.
But he made this great point that, comedy is this receptacle for broken people. And I don't know, it's nice to know that we have a community of broken toys. And,
Yeah.
and this show, Your Mom's House, too, I feel is obviously an extension of, the comedy club and the store and all that.
Yeah.
And that people belong, we all belong together. And it's sad when you're missing a piece, though. Brody was such a big piece of our fabric.
But it was very, comforting to see so many people care. It was cool.
Yes, and
It
we
was really
drank a lot, and Bert drank a lot.
Bert drank so much. so much.
I had to tip the waitress extra because she brought so many beers.
Yeah, I
did.
He had, so at one point before we started, he had 6 beers in front of him and a glass of wine. And I was like, just, and then, they brought a few others. Then we go to take a pee break. And as we're coming back, he's holding, like he has his hands like this and there's just bottles sticking out. And he's like, you ready to go back? I'm like, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
And then this morning I talked to him. He's like, I'm gonna run 10 miles today.
Right.
Why? And he goes, just to lose weight. I was like, okay, sounds good. Sounds like the formula most doctors and trainers recommend.
Getting hammered.
They're like, drink a lot, but then run 10 miles.
Dehydrate yourself. Yeah. But it got us to thinking about our own memorials last night. We came home. I mean, because really Brody, and they were showing clips of his stand-up, and it was so funny. Everybody was dying, laughing.
Oh, man, it's cheering. It was like...
And Judd Apatow came, and he even released the footage from Funny People.
Because Brody used to always have this line when he was like, I was in Hangover 2, Due Date, I was cut out of Funny People.
Cut out of Funny People.
He always said this.
He always said that. So Judd allowed him to whatever.
Yeah, Judd showed the footage.
Yeah. But man, it got us to thinking about ours. And my worst nightmare, first of all, when I die, do not fucking play my early material, my early stand-up. It's so embarrassing. Like, I'm in a fucking white dress. Remember that old shit I used to do just to be, I mean, just let me preface it by saying that back in the day, this is a decade ago, there was no fucking Me Too movement, and comedy is even way more sexist than it is today. And so this girl, April Macy, and I had to come up with a hook just to get fucking booked, because they would never touch a female comedian, really, unless you're super, super famous. So we came up with this thing, Naughty and Sort of Nice, and I was sort of nice, and she's naughty, and she's the devil, and I'm the... It was like the stupidest thing ever, and I wore a white dress. Though. We had to just to get into these D clubs to work my way up the circuit. But man, do not play fucking any clips from my early stand-up.
What else?
I will die of embarrassment. And then I can just see it too. They're like, Christina was a great comedian. She did a lot of work on the fart mic, and then like cut to me farting.
Don't show
on the
clips
show.
of that.
Yeah, like what's my contribution? Like not as much as Brody, you know.
Do you think you'd be as beloved as him?
No.
How many people do you think would show up?
No, I think like maybe these guys that we employ, like Blue Band, Josh is like, well, I'm on the payroll. I guess I have to because Tom's still alive. Tom's got to pay us.
Jeez. So they're like, no, we want to be here. And they're like, how fucking long is this thing?
No. I don't know. I think I'd be, I don't know. What do you want? What's your worst nightmare of a memorial?
Of a memorial? I don't know about my worst nightmare. I can't imagine that many people going to it.
Just don't want my stand-up shown. Like that would be the worst.
Yeah. I'd want all my specials played, you know, from the beginning to end.
Everyone has to watch them all.
Yeah.
You have to watch. You have to watch
every single bit,
joke ever told.
And then the people are like, come on. No, I definitely wouldn't want that. I don't know. I can't imagine that many people would go. Well, like last night when I saw all that love for him, I was like, there's no way this would happen. So many people loved him.
Yeah. No, I think people would be like, Christina never came on my podcast.
Yeah.
I'd asked her a lot of times. She's like, nope, too busy.
Tom didn't text me back.
Never.
That would be the speech. I used to text Tom and he never texted me back.
Well, you especially, because you're way more antisocial. I'm at least nice to people.
Yeah, no. I think people would be like, did he have a family? Like they wouldn't even.
You're like a homeless guy on the street.
Yeah, no. I don't think it would go that well.
I don't think so either for me.
It was amazing. Like his was amazing. It was really like a comforting experience surrounding something that's obviously terrible.
Yeah.
But it was like to see so many people remember someone like that was really a wonderful, beautiful
and it
thing.
makes you think about what a piece of shit you are.
Yeah.
Not you, just me and you. You and me. Yeah. Like I'm so selfish. I don't like make an effort to hang out with people other than my family ever.
Yeah.
I don't make an effort anymore.
No, I don't make an effort either. I don't even make an effort with,
Like, don't you feel like, we have a 7-month-old and a 3-year-old, and then this, and then Stan. I'm like, I don't have the effort to
how
be
about
nice
how
to people.
they're like, you know, he just always talking about off stage. Just wanted to make like you laugh.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not like
and
that.
I was like,
at
fuck
all.
you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make you laugh.
Such a dick. I know.
I don't care. if you
I don't
laugh.
care. I don't care either.
You go fucking giggle on your own.
I know. And they were like, he just wanted to spread joy and make the world. I was like, that's definitely not my goal.
No.
I'm just like, I get in, I get out. Just want to go home and sleep.
One of his friends was like, and then like Brody got a show on Comedy Central and he flew down his friend that he made a promise to like 20 years earlier.
And then you and Bert both started bawling. I noticed both of you were like, that's a real gentleman. Like the men in the audience, you guys really respected that, I could tell.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's high. It's a high character move.
Yeah, it is.
So the thing she's talking about, they said that like one of his buddies that he started out with, they're like, if one of us ever makes it, they used to do all these cable access shows together.
Yeah.
One of us ever makes it in Hollywood, we'll bring the other one along. And like 20 years went by, and then he got a Comedy Central show, and on his own dime, he flew that dude down.
Yeah.
From Seattle and was like, help me make this show.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, of course.
You know what would be really neat when we die is that the Mommies, the Your Mom's House fans will bring different shit-related items. It'll be like fake turds, toilet paper. There'll be like an altar.
I would really not like that.
Of like fake duty
I really
jokes.
wouldn't like that.
No, I know. It'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Because we already have all of it.
Yeah, that's the
I'll be like, we already have this book, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Please don't bring me your fart and shit stuff. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful.
Yeah, I won't be remembered that kindly.
You don't think so?
Not by like that many people.
Yeah.
Like my family, my children, hopefully you.
Yeah.
Hopefully. What? But how long before I'm dead before you get married again?
I don't know. Could be a great week. Could be.
Yeah.
Could be a long time. Could be a whole month.
Okay.
I could really parlay your death into some sweet puss.
Moving right along. Are you done with this? I'm
just saying. Like if I'm like, I miss her, and then, some chicks like,
listen to Blue Band cackling,
it's true,
loving this.
It's true. She could be like,
are you
oh
saying,
my God, are you so alone? Like, I am alone. I just want to feel the touch of another person.
You're saying that Patton Oswalt played it wrong.
Jesus Christ. Why do you have to take it there?
Well, that was what happened to him. His wife died. You're saying he should have played the field more before.
No, I didn't say that.
Picking.
I didn't say that at all.
Oh, but.
Well, you're jumping.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was a good parallel.
No, it's a terrible parallel.
But you're saying you play the field more. You'd use sympathy to get laid.
I'm saying, Jesus.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're R-worded, number one.
Okay.
And I'm saying that I would get a lot of pussy.
Oh my God. Anyways, yesterday I was at the mall.
I wonder where the best place would be to get it.
For you?
Yeah.
Probably the comedy club.
You think so?
Yeah, that's where the sluts are, babe.
At the comedy club?
Yeah. You don't go out. You don't do anything else social. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, that's a good point. Grocery store?
Oh, you don't even go there. What are you talking about?
That's true.
Instacarting that shit for years. Okay, great. Anyways, I was at the mall, aka our country club, yesterday, and I fucking saw, this is crazy, dude. I saw a security guard with no legs.
Yeah.
Like a security with a badge, and then he was in a wheelchair, no legs. And I'm like, hey man, I'm all about equal opportunity and employment. Yeah. But just from a practical perspective,
it's ridiculous.
Like, how are you going to fucking chase
It's ridiculous.
a thief? Or how are you going to stop some shit
In your chair?
in your fucking wheelchair, bro?
It's a symbolic job.
Right.
That's totally ridiculous.
And it just gets me fired up because everybody, we're all about fat models and everybody's equal and everybody. It's like, no, you're not, bro. Like there's certain things we're not all equal. You can't do everything.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be a bodyguard.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? My build, my strength level, like what?
Yeah. I know. It's ridiculous. I mean, a guy with no legs should be able to get a job.
Right.
But like that guy, of all the jobs they could give him at the mall,
right,
security guard would probably be dead last.
Last last on the lineup.
Yeah, make him, I don't know, administrative or something, right? Like,
sure. You could even work at the Orange Julius.
Making juices?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yogurt Land.
Or the information desk.
Information desk.
Where's Orange Julius? There you go.
That's the job.
It's right there.
That's a great job.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's no good. And Josh Potter said that he saw a little person security guard. Is
That's
that
also,
you or Blue Band?
No, that's
It's
ridiculous.
Josh. An LP security guard.
You know what's also ridiculous is that I saw a guy who was also missing something this weekend.
God.
This dude, and I'm not kidding, you don't see this often, but he had no head. And I walked behind him.
I hate this so much.
I mean,
I hate you. I fucking hate that you post this because then I thought about it all day. He has no head, babe.
He has no head, and I walked behind him. I took photos. I took videos. I posted it, and people were like,
this.
"You're an asshole." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, this guy's disabled." I'm like, "No, he just doesn't have a head. He just walks around with no head." I mean, look. You can play this video.
Oh my God.
It's in the lobby there.
Oh my God.
Whew. That's so terrifying to see.
That's terrible.
From behind.
That is terrible.
It's I looked it up. It's dropped head syndrome.
Oh my fucking Christ.
It's from the weakened muscles in his neck.
Because he's looking down at his iPhone for too many years.
Probably, yeah. I think maybe with him it's something else. But yeah.
That is the most depressing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, but he never misses a quarter. He never stumbles.
Never trips over a crack in the sidewalk.
Nope, that guy is just...
Would you stop? Ooh, God's going to punish you now. Yeah, you made fun of it. Too far, Segura, too far.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
you're going straight to hell.
I sent the picture to my dad.
We're going to play this at your memorial, by the way. When Segura dies, this is the clip, and we'll be like, he's in hell. Rest in hell,
My
man.
dad just wrote, no head? Just a question mark? like it was a legit question. I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh. Like, that guy has no head? Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you, of all the... I mean, look, man, aging is... Stop it. Stop it.
What?
You're going to hell, bro. You're fucking straight there.
Yeah?
Oh, my God. Oh, God. I got to straighten my back right now, dude.
I started sitting so straight after this shit. I did. I was even looking at my phone after this, and I was like...
Right? Fuck, that's rough. I mean, look, aging is fucking brutal as it is, but then when you got something like this going on, oh my life. Or you see old people with like the hunch in their back.
I mean, look at that still right now.
Fuck.
Look at that.
Ugh, life is not fair. Life is brutal.
Yeah. Hey, this guy still has the, like, you know, the character and the desire to go out.
Right. Oh, I would be a shut-in.
Is there nothing you can do?
I would be a shut-in.
You can't prop that up?
You can't just...
Yeah. And then you just put a brace on at least?
I don't, what causes that? Just years of poor posture?
I don't know. It's terrible.
You're the worst person in the world.
Why?
Babe.
What?
This is bad. Oh, it's so horrible.
You got to show this picture
Life
to
is
Jeff
so
Ross.
horrible. No. How unfair is life?
I know, it's terrible.
Seriously though, if this happened to me, I would just be a shut-in. Like I would just
Why?
lock myself in a room and cry all day long.
Why?
I'm so shallow and weak inside. Like I don't have the spirit to live.
Try it for a second.
Nope.
Just
I don't want to curse it.
Just look down.
No.
Just look down.
No.
You can get head scratches all day.
I know. I have a cavity and I start crying. It's great. I can scratch my own head easily.
Yeah.
Just do this.
Well, also other people would just think you wanted it. Because you would just walk up and they would see the top of your head and they'd be like, hey, how you doing? And you'd be like, that feels good. Why
does it affect my speech? Why do I talk like your sisters? Oh my God. Oh God. How does he drink and eat? Because you have to tilt your...
Oh, he's fine. This is just a gag. He was just doing this for a laugh. He saw that there were kids around. He's like, you want to see his kids freak out? And then
This should be the poster for don't spend so much time on your phone.
it really should. It should.
We should show this to my children immediately.
Yeah, you're cruel. Can we take this down? I don't want to make fun of this
my God. You're the cruelty champ, not me. You're the one making fun of his posture. You post
Please.
this shit on Instagram?
I did it to make a point, to look up and sit straight. All right? Posture is important, everybody.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
that was
God.
horrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, bigger talking points. We started House of Farts we caught up on.
I got to tell you, we were the biggest House of Cards fans, for those of you that have been listening to this show for a few years. So they, there was the big scandal, Kevin Spacey.
What did he end up doing? Did we find out for sure? Did I put on deodorant today?
You asked me as we left the house, babe.
Fuck,
oh, God.
God.
Jesus. It was...
I have to have Ellie get me some deodorant. I can't do this all day sweating.
I mean, just the image what I just saw.
It doesn't smell, but it doesn't smell like my deodorant.
I just turn and I just see... Yeah, I need to put something there. Ugh.
Oh, stop it. My whole life is watching you smell your fingers. I feel like all day I'm watching you either twist your nuts or smell your fingers. I do it one time in 15 years.
I don't smell my fingers.
I need deodorant. I'm going to text Allie right now. Oh my God. I can't go without deodorant.
Anyway, Kevin Spacey was accused of harassing men on set, and then he was accused of sexually assaulting young men, both many years ago, and then, minors. One kid at a party, and then another kid at a restaurant. And anyways, it's a lot of alleged sexual misconduct, okay? And then he was fired from House of Cards, and they still made the final season without him. And I got to tell you, they should bring him back.
No.
That guy.
They're like, I don't care who he touch.
He's so good.
Talent.
That show fucking sucks without him.
No, I disagree. I'm enjoying it. I'm into it. It took me a minute to get used to it without him. I'm enjoying it.
Such a good goddamn
He's an
actor.
amazing actor. I like Claire. I like seeing her world more and her figuring out the world without him.
I would allow him to fondle me to
bring this show back.
To do a scene with him. Like if they're like, you can do a scene with Kevin Spacey, but he's going to fondle you. I'd be like, all right.
Would you let him? What would you let him do?
What are the options?
I mean, would you let him put his mouth on you, on your peener?
Sure.
Seriously.
I told you anybody could do that. I don't care.
Anybody. Fondle your beans?
Sure.
Poke your beehole? Beehole? Any beehole?
Beehole's kind of... Here's the thing about the beehole. Is like, I just keep thinking about that physical I got. And it is fucking rough.
Yeah, but the doctor's more vigorous with you. He said there was a lot of chocolate in there he had to get past.
No, he didn't.
It was all hard.
He didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, it was mushy. I remember. He was like, you need to wipe up. Yeah.
Gross. Anyways.
No, but I'll tell you something.
I like it.
Spacey, he really does, or a great actor just elevates something so much that it stood out. I was so excited to finally, because we got distracted. We didn't watch. I started watching episode 1 of the final season, and I realized like 20, 30 minutes in, I was zoning out. I wasn't even paying attention.
Well, you're also not bright. Like
and
you
I'm
like
not saying I'm
slower
bright.
shows.
No,
I understand. It's different. I like it though.
You do like it?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I mean, I like to see how she navigates the world without him, and
maybe I'll give it another shot. But I will say that everything, because there's a lot of preposterous, ridiculous shit in that show.
Yeah.
And when you have like an unbelievable actor, it actually grounds it.
Yes, yes, because this is the silliness.
Yeah, he's just fucking, I don't know.
Silly.
He should have done what he allegedly did.
Allegedly.
Of course, you have to say allegedly. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You remember yesterday on the way to the memorial?
Why are you bringing this up?
When I farted in the car?
Yeah, I do fucking remember it. That was terrible. Your fart, can I tell you what was really bad about it? Is that I don't know how you managed to do it, but your fart smelled like the bathroom at LAX. You know when you go and everyone's taking their shits and then the smell of like 10 stranger international dumps makes one horrendous smell.
Yeah, because somebody
That's what it
just
smelled
landed
like.
from Des Moines,
Yeah.
other guys from New Delhi, another
Hong
person
Kong.
Yeah, they all shit together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it smells like one horrendous smell.
It did.
It smelled like a public restroom.
It was so
The
cool.
airport, yeah.
It was really rare and really special.
It wasn't cool. Walk me through what you ate to get that.
Yesterday was a good day. I made fitness. I had eggs in the morning. Piece of bacon.
Okay, you're not being.
I'm being honest.
You're not.
I am. Oh, and then I had that seafood.
That's what it is.
That's what it was.
That's what it is.
It was a mixed seafood dish for lunch, and it had like a little piece of salmon, shrimp, calamari, all grilled. And I farted, and it smelled like people were in my asshole dying.
Okay.
Let's explore the new member.
The Cool Guy Club.
The guitar is everything.
There's a guy who's actually part of the rich guy club.
You're sweating.
My bad. I didn't realize how rich he was. This guy is so badass.
Oh boy.
You haven't seen this dude yet, right?
No, I don't know I don't know who this is.
His name is Michael. Is that right? Right? Isn't it Michael? Yeah. And this dude he's got to be, I would say, in his 50s. And he's just posting pics of himself with money, with girls. He's like, I'm getting my dick sucked. Here's the amount of sympathy I have for you broke bitches. Money made Michael. Okay. He dyed his beard in that picture.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
Here's a picture of him where he says it's a new night, which means a new pussy to be bought. So he's out there buying pussy.
Baller.
Got new shoes. He's rocking Jordans. This dude is 50. He probably weighs about 290 to 315.
Oof, that's flattering.
Help, I'm at a girl's house and her boyfriend just came home. Okay. He's always out there doing scandalous shit, but he's always pretty happy, you know. He gets I don't know, do you have any of the other vids or photos?
Oh yeah, we could go to his
do you want to read some of these?
Yeah, read some of these.
These are what he's saying to other people, right? So he's like, International Women's Day in tribute of this day, I will go and support female sex workers near me.
Oh, that's
pretty
nice.
Cool. Black and Latina ladies do it best.
Okay.
So you're ugly and broke, tough life. God. Praying for you virgins before I go to sleep. It's always the people with no money talking shit about me. So that's some of his tweets.
Yeah, how'd you tell us how you found this guy while I pull up his Twitter?
How I found him?
Yeah.
A lot of his tweets, you know, for not having like a huge social media presence, a lot of his tweets get like a lot of retweets and likes, you know, like pretty substantial. He just dyed that beard.
The beard looks really good. He's got a stack of cash next to his head on his Twitter banner, which is kind of neat.
The big white cracker in action.
I wonder what kind of office he works at, because he's always posting from the office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been scoring so much with the ladies, I might say fuck it and play for both teams. Oh, okay. So he's talking about sucking some dicks there. What's this here? What are we seeing here? This is... What does it say in the caption, though? Can you read it? I got the cheese. I got the cheddar. You little broke boys could never. Boss up. Can you make that picture bigger by any chance? This
guy is a baller. I mean...
Is that cash, though?
I don't know. No, it's a cheeseburger.
No, that's cheese. It's a stack of
I can't
cheese.
see. I can't see
that's
the
cheese. Yeah, it's a like American
I got
cheese
you.
singles.
So he's making his cheddar joke. That's what's up, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool as shit. I mean, he's cute. His clothes fit real nice. I like his facial hair.
Smiling at my haters. That's a good attitude to have, though.
It is.
And I'm not hating, for the record.
I'm not hating.
I feel like this dude is...
But see, you know what I'm saying?
That is ridiculous.
Now, here's what he got his watches, is that swag attracts the ladies.
That's right.
You know, you got to put it out there like, hey, I'm a fucking baller. I have expensive things.
Mm-hmm. That's how you get it. That's how you get the right girl.
That's right. I'm not saying that's going to attract wife material, but it's going to attract lady.
Oh shit! There's a picture of him in a gi, like in a karate, outfit. It says "Young me training to beat the pussy up."
Beat the pussy up.
I mean, he definitely has a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Oh.
Stacks.
He's got a
Stacks of
grill.
cash. He's got a grill. He's holding money. He's put money in a seatbelt in the car. Yeah. Look at that shit. But there's more. There's more. It gets better. It actually gets better.
Can it? Oh, he's got an eye patch here. What happened?
Just because my eye is messed up doesn't mean my penis is.
Hashtag
I love my wife.
What?
I don't know.
I don't understand what's happening there.
How about this one? This is him wearing an eye patch. Stupid bitch from last night sat on my face and didn't even wash herself. This is the second time this has happened. He's in the hospital there.
I see that.
Yeah.
I think he's saying that someone's vagina gave his eye an infection. Is that what I'm supposed to?
Too short left this.
It's
a bitch button.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
How about this one?
No thanks. You can read that.
You can't tell, but my penis is getting sucked on right now. And it's just a photo of him sitting on the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
With chest up. It's pretty cool. That's him showing that ridiculous kiosk watch.
Stop questioning my wealth and focus
Look
on
at his old school photo.
No,
right there.
that is not.
That's him. Okay.
Money.
Yeah.
Getting a phone call from my bitch.
Yeah.
Stacks of hundos. Is that real money, Tommy?
Yeah, I think that's money. Yeah. Although if it's the amount that he says it is, those bands would be a little more full. But whatever.
Yeah.
He's having fun.
He's rich, you
This one
guys.
is ridiculous.
Gonna go buy a sandwich, and he's got a black Visa card.
And he's just showing you that.
It's a debit.
Oh, it's a debit card. Is that something like
the Rich Guy Club?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Now we went from cool guys to rich guys.
Rich guy club.
And he's super rich. Okay. Nothing like that early morning sex. And
You think he
got
has an arrangement with his wife? Because that was like a lady at the sink who was not this lady.
I don't know what that was, bro.
He's just like, oh, I just fucked this chick.
I don't know what that's about.
Check this out.
He looks good there. Gonna go buy some pussy. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's like the caption's all wrong.
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? Like the caption on that picture should be like, gonna mow the lawn.
Yeah, it's
or
hilarious.
Going back to the Shake Shack. Like it should not say that, right?
Yeah.
I'm
No.
eating more than I should today.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers all day.
This is, you poor people can't do stuff like me. And he's at
Got
his sink.
Oh, he's burning money.
He's burning $100 bill. I don't know why people do that.
I know, it's silliness. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Wow, because he has all that money, Tom.
I know, but it's just so fucking upsetting.
I know.
Set a $100 bill on fire? The fuck, man?
Oh,
Okay, this is girl. But the music's probably going to play on this, so don't play that. But yeah, he's in the car. He spent my day with her. I don't know the guy in the back. She says it's a friend. That's hilarious.
And there's a kid in the back seat.
Yeah,
which
he's
is
just
cool.
driving a chick who's like having fun singing and dancing to a video. She's got to be 30 years younger than him.
Yeah. It's always cool to involve children in your nonsense.
Yeah. So what is his handle, by the way? The president of the Rich Guy Club?
It is Michael Daddy 51.
Oh, so he's into that sugar daddy life, though. This could be your future.
What are you talking about?
If I'm gone or something.
This guy?
Well, I'm saying this
he's
is
a hunter too. Don't test me.
Yeah, but I'm saying this could be end up the kind of thing you're doing is like going out with a sugar daddy.
It's really good. I like where you're going with this.
And what do you think?
But here's the thing. I'm not sure I'm his type.
Well, maybe you're not his type. I used to be so skinny, he posted. Well, he was rocking the same style, though.
That's like 10 years ago.
I know,
right?
but it's like the same style. I mean, that's it's not like a new thing that he's embraced.
The facial hair is exactly the same.
It's got the gold chain on.
Looks good. It was a good look then. It's a great look now.
That's true. That is true.
So you're saying that I should go the sugar daddy route in case you...
Rollie on my wrist, Jordans on my feet.
Oh, boy.
This dude is insane. I love it.
I don't think I'd make a good sugar baby, Tom.
Check it out.
Oh, dear. I can't handle this shit.
At your girl's house, she says hi. All right, so he's got the grill in. Let's see the this right here. No, That's a nice grill. I mean, I think maybe a dermatologist.
Yeah, blotchy. He needs to get his skin. Or it could just be alcoholism.
Maybe. But look, dude, you're definitely killing the game. I mean, he's got hoes, he's got money, he's got Jordans, he's got diamonds in his mouth. He's killing it. For sure. When I'm in love, I can't think straight. Oh, now he's in love. Shit.
No.
Damn, I didn't realize that.
God damn. Do you think you could love him for money? Could you love him?
I'm about to get some head.
Wow.
Look, it's worth checking out. If you're listening to the show, give us the handle again.
Yep, it's Michael Daddy 51.
It's worth a follow. It is worth a comment. He is really enjoying life.
I don't think I'm his type, babe. I think he likes.
No, you're not. You're not
black
the type.
girls.
I know. I'm saying, but that type of.
I wish I were his type. He seems like he's a really cool guy.
He is a cool guy, but I'm saying, you might need a sugar daddy at some point.
Yeah.
And would you be open to that arrangement if it's the right guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
He just takes you shopping.
That's all I care about. But that's the thing. You know me and my handbag problem and I love expensive stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. Can I tell you that it's such a crazy thing that they do that.
It is pretty crazy.
You know, really, with Too Short here, I was still blown away that hookers don't get paid cash. They just get paid in stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I don't want a fucking handbag. I want health insurance, bro. I want a house. I don't give me fucking stuff.
You don't want stuff at all.
I don't want stuff, bro. Give me like security, real.
Yeah.
Maybe I could find a sugar daddy that would do that. Yes. Would you be a sugar baby?
Would I be?
Yeah,
Would
for a rich lady, an older, unattractive rich lady.
I kind of like the idea.
Really?
Yeah.
You would do it? Okay,
I don't know.
You've got to stay super fit because that's the job. Here's the problem with being a sugar baby. Your whole life revolves around pleasing your sugar daddy. So your days are spent working out, keeping yourself looking nice, catering to his or her needs.
Yeah.
You have to think about them constantly.
That's true.
Well, that's your job, but that's your full-time gig, is that person.
I'm really not.
Nah, you can't. I can't do it. I'd rather live in the gutter too.
Yeah.
I'd rather be. Yeah.
First of all, if she's like,
broke.
"Hey, what's up with that gut?" I'd be like, "I mean, I fucking worked out today." And she's like, "Well, maybe do it again." I'd be like, "No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit."
She'd be so abusive. Well, me too. What's up with those hangy tits? I'm like, I have 2 kids.
Well, they would pull your tits up for you.
I don't want to do it though. I kind of don't want to have surgery for that. It seems crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
to put like
but sugar daddy wants it done.
Bags of saline
He
in
wants
your
it
chest.
done. That's what he
fucking
likes.
Crazy. That's what he likes. I know. Then I have to do it.
So one thing that we can talk about here
Go ahead.
is that you remember how you were licking your lips at the Laker game?
Yeah.
So they're not going to be in the postseason. They're
What?
Not, oh yeah.
What are you talking
They're
about?
not good enough. So, but this off season,
Yeah.
they're doing some stuff to kind of keep the fans interested, fans like yourself. So they put out this video, and you can see whether you want to go to some of their off season activities.
Sure. Let's see. I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
Look at
Where is this? Let's go.
Look at that swing.
I love it. Is it Jamaica?
Are you seeing?
I'm seeing. I love it. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I love Laker games.
It is a dick dance contest.
I know. I love it.
Look at this shit.
Finally, I love it. I'm on board. Let's go.
All right.
How much is airfare? Where is this?
These guys,
Which
for those
island?
of you guys listening, they're wearing loose fitting
Yes.
sweat shorts, and the whole thing is they just dance and their dick just swings around.
I love it.
And you can see how enormous their dicks are. And they all have. Is this going to get flagged for the song?
No.
No?
No, we'll be all right.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind the dicks. I just want the song to get in the way.
Tom,
Yeah.
where is the dick swing competition?
This is at the Lakers facility.
Is it
This
the Staples
in,
Center?
Yeah. This is in El Segundo.
I love this. We're going immediately. See, this is why I want those floor seats at the Laker games.
This is all they do. This is what happens.
I can get my face slapped as they walk by. They run by. But the Lakers need to start wearing looser fitting shorts, and then I'm at every game. They know that too. They know that.
Of course they know that.
That big black cock.
Do you mind if I ask you a funny question?
Yeah.
So I have a funny question to ask you guys.
I'm not sure that's the right word.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though. It's really great.
I have a funny question to ask you guys.
I have a funny question to ask you guys. All right.
Your mom's house will be right back.
And we're back with a very highly anticipated guest that we are super excited about. We were teasing this earlier. The Roast Master General, Jeff Ross. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, the best.
We were talking earlier about last night and what a beautiful night it was. And I didn't want to even spoil it because it was so amazing that, people would get up there and they would, tell stories about Brody, and it was childhood friends, childhood baseball coach, roommate from college.
Right.
And these guys are saying, nice things and telling you some kind of funny anecdotal side stuff, but then
it was beautiful.
Of course.
I cried.
I cried during Zach. He opened the whole thing up, and I cried. But what I'm saying is that, story wise, they're like, Brody used to come over and he would have dinner with us sometimes, and then you got up there and you opened the your memorial time with, what did you say?
I said, after hearing all these childhood friends speak today, I'm starting to understand why Brody killed himself.
I almost fucking fell down. Fell out of my chair.
The place exploded. Every comic. We were all sitting in a row together. Bert Kreischer, Tom, Brian Sickler, everybody. Just
it was a great crowd.
It was an eruption.
Whitney, everybody died.
I was in the back waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for his college roommate. Literally, this guy did half an hour.
Yeah, he went long.
And,
I noticed
still
that
the main room at the Comedy Store.
They only turned the lights on for the comics. I noticed that all the civilians
they didn't light them.
They didn't put a light on. Comics had lights on. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I was looking right up at it, and they didn't turn it on for any civilians.
Sorry, before we go on, there is a fart mic in case you have to fart.
A fart mic? Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Especially drinking all this coffee with your new coffee machine.
Yeah, oh man.
Are you gonna fart?
I don't know.
Brody would have really liked that.
No, hold on. False alarm.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Back to what we were saying.
Anyways, and then right after you said it, they played the sound drop of Brody saying, "Was it like you get it?" Or,
he gets it.
He gets it.
So it doubled the laugh.
It doubled it. Yeah, I mean the place. Yeah,
it doubled the laugh.
No, it
was fun.
You gave a great speach, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're made for that. You should do more eulogies and stuff.
I really do kill at funerals for some reason, and I don't know why. I remember going as a young comic to see. I was so honored, and I got invited to Henny Youngman's funeral, and then later Milton Berle's funeral, and I wound up speaking at Buddy Hackett's funeral, and I realized that those moments is when you can really cut through people's agony.
Yeah.
And you got to do it. We almost have a responsibility when they ask you as a comedian, even if it's a tough one. Some are tougher than others, obviously, if you're really close to the person.
Sure.
But yeah, man.
You were really close with Hackett, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like real good pals.
I did not know this. How did that come about?
Buddy Hackett, if you don't know him, he was a Catskills New York comedian that talked out of the side of his mouth. And I met him, he was in Herbie the Love Bug movie in the 50s. He was in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, and he had sitcoms. But he was a huge nightclub comic in Vegas and Atlantic City act, making a couple $100,000 a week in the 80s,
Fuck.
Right.
And he would come to the Friars Club in New York to the roast, and he befriended me after a roast, just thought I was funny and invited me out. Well, the first time I actually met him was in an elevator at the Friars Club. I got in the elevator. I was going to play poker with Greg Fitzsimmons and Elon Gold, and I wasn't even a member of this Friars Club yet. It was like a showbiz club in New York, and
he tapped you up right away, didn't he? He must have seen you and said something.
No, he got in the elevator, and I was just wearing my one good blazer. Here we go. You gonna fart?
Silent. It's quiet.
Wow, you got the timing of a suicide bomber. Talking about my dead friend.
I know.
Guys, I can't control the biology.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's
You're
fine.
talking about your dead friend?
It's funny that you farted because he got on the elevator, buddy, and he looked at and I said, Mr. Hackett, I'm such a huge fan. My parents, you were their favorite comedian, and I'm a comedian, and it's such an honor to meet you. And I shook his hand, and he shook my hand, and he looked me in the eyes and said, you know who hates farts the most? Midgets. They live at ass height. And then the elevator door opened. I didn't see him again for a year. And then he befriended me at the Steven Seagal roast. I really killed. And it was my first roast. My opening joke there was pretty good, too.
What was it?
I realize a lot of you don't know me, but I feel uniquely qualified to be here today because I'm also a shitty actor.
Was Seagal game? Was he like?
No, not really.
He doesn't seem like he would be game.
He was reasonably game, but I don't think he got it all. And, you know.
There's a lot of stories about him not being cool.
Yeah.
A lot.
And it was a wonderful night where Milton Berle and Buddy Hackett sort of adopted me, and I improvised with them, and during the roast, that was my first roast back when they really couldn't get people, and then Buddy gave me his phone number, wrote it down, and said, next time you're in Los Angeles, come look me up. And it took me a year to call him, and I finally called him, and I went over for brunch, sat in his backyard, and he was like a mentor, but in a weird way, he was like a big kid too, and I was like an old man even when I was like 30.
Yeah,
this was a long time ago, and we were like brothers, sort of met in the middle somewhere. It was fun. I try out all my jokes on him, and he was a great sounding board, and comedy was like number 5 on the list of stuff he was an expert on. He knew everything about relationships and politics and religion, and he collected guns, and he's just an interesting dude.
I like old guys too.
Yeah.
I can hang out with old people.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's more fun.
I like, we were just talking about this, like, really old sexist guys, like old white guys who, we were saying, you were hanging out with a friend of ours, their dad, and he was like, what's that thing in his skirt? Abroad.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, it feels like you're stepping into a time machine a little bit.
It makes me laugh.
I don't know. They also they want you, those guys always want you to joke.
Yeah.
You know?
They're down for a good time.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're just fun.
And they live like it's their last day on earth. They'll fuck around with the waitress. They'll yell at a guy in traffic. My grandfather my grandfather was so crazy. I used to live with my grandfather after college. And he was a retired construction worker. I'm wearing his ring, so I think about him all the time. I tap it on metal. It's a bolt from a Nazi submarine that he took off in World War II when he was in the U.S. Coast Guard. He made a ring out of it. Anyway, he was so fearless when he got to be about in his late 70s. There was this Route 22 through Union, New Jersey, near where we live, this highway. And, you know, all the shops were like in the middle lane, so you'd have to do U-turns to get to the other place. And this is a highway. He would if somebody was annoying in front of him or wouldn't go, he would bump them.
Oh my God.
He just didn't care. He just didn't care. He wasn't going to hurt anybody, but he would bump people with his fender, just bump into their car in front of him, just to fuck with people.
That's other level. Yeah.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah.
He was so funny. He used to stare. It was a diner on Route 22. I think it was called the Lido Diner. I forgot. And we'd sit in the diner eating our breakfast, and he'd look out at the window at his bank across the highway, across this 3-lane highway, and on the Sunday he'd be like, does the door look unlocked? It's like, I got over $300 in there. He's like, he's just a funny guy. They left the door of the bank open. He's worried about his $300.
That's so funny. Yeah, I can hang out, like hanging out with my friend's dad, who's in his 70s, was like, it was a thrill. Like every other line was a fucking, inappropriate thing to say that nobody says anymore.
Yeah, I miss inappropriate.
Yeah, and it's also the source of saying it. It's that it's an old guy.
Yeah.
He's not saying it really to be malicious. He's just being himself.
I wonder if we'll still be funny when we're old.
Think about it. Don't you think about it?
I mean, there must be some secret to staying relevant, or at least staying funny.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of old people, their jokes become corny, or they're so rich or lazy, they kind of lose their edge.
You'd have insight into this. What's the secret?
I think you either have it or you don't, kind of a thing. I feel like if you don't lose the internal struggle, you stay funny.
Yeah.
True.
You get too comfortable.
Yeah.
You get boring at the very least, or you just become. I don't know. Why are Police records better than Sting's records?
Yeah.
What happens when you get successful? How do you keep it going? Why was Joan Rivers hilarious at 80 when maybe other people make it to 80 and their jokes are like, huh?
Yeah. She was saying wild shit.
And I got to see her like a couple years before she passed. And man, she was saying shit that nobody was saying. Like she was brave. And you're like, that's what it is. That's where it should be. You just say wild shit. And I think there's such a license to ill the older you get. Like, don't you feel like you give a fuck far less the older? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to die soon. Like, I feel like I'm 42 now, and I'm like, I don't have that much time left, really. Maybe 30 good years, maybe. Fuck all y'all. I don't give a fuck. Who's going to remember this shit? Who's going to care?
Somebody will care.
Maybe. But
Isn't that why part of the reason you do the podcast, you do the stand-up, you do the specials, you want to leave some sort of legacy?
No, because I don't think people do remember. Like, I feel like, I mean, how many people know who Buddy Hackett is? And that guy was
millions
just here.
Millions. He died in 2003.
Yeah. Carlin, I mean, people already are, I feel like, forgetting. Don't you?
Well, I mean, he still has definitely millions of fans. For sure.
He's the best. But
for sure.
Anyway.
I think we're both right in this case. People forget quickly.
Yeah, they do. But But the people that
the people who care,
who were affected by it, who like took in what you did, for sure will remember you.
Like it, yeah.
One day you'll have a podcast studio named after you, or there'll be a statue. It'll be your head instead of that fucking dog right there.
But dude, I was gonna tell you this because I've always been a big fan of yours. I remember seeing you.
Thanks.
When I was starting out doing stand up.
Tom, I'm a fan of his too.
No, me.
No, I'm
at a stoplight in a white Porsche.
2 farts for you're a fan, 1 fart for not a fan.
Yeah, I'm working on it. White Porsche Boxster. Was that a car of yours?
Yeah.
See, I remember seeing you.
Wow.
In the stoplight at a stoplight.
Wow.
That's Jeff Ross right there.
Wow.
I was pretty early in stand up, and then you were very, very nice. I had a lot of anxiety on the first night of Oddball, and I saw you in the coffee shop at the hotel, and I kind of expressed it to you, and then since I didn't know you really, I was like, well, who knows if like how you're gonna take it? Like you could be like, we'll stop being a bitch or something.
Right.
Like, all right, cool, thanks, man. But you were very nice about it. You actually really, I was more anxious than I was letting on. And you really talked me down in the nicest way.
It was a big crowd. You had to follow a big act. And
I also had a bad experience at one of the empathy, like bad meaning like I just didn't enjoy it.
Right.
But
that's nice.
That's an aside from the fact that like you talk about like how do you stay doing it? Don't you feel like I always feel like you're the guy who's coming up with these most creative ways to do, like everyone does a special where it's like I come out and I just this is my act, and you're like, all right, that's what a stand-up special is. But you've taken like a spin on it and done, you did one at the border wall. You've done them in jail.
Yeah.
You're always pushing it though. You're always, bumping mics. Is like it's all different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe one day I should do a regular one and see how things work out.
But I mean, why do you think...
Maybe I'll get a wife and a podcast.
There you go.
Why do you think you do it that way? I mean, was that planned to like, it's got to be different? It can't just be a special?
I think it wasn't the specials. It was my act that was starting to evolve where like I wanted to keep roasting, but I didn't want to be predictable and I didn't want to repeat myself. And I wanted roasting to become broader because I was loving it.
Yeah.
And it became where I just didn't want to do regular stand-up anymore. Audiences were getting more and more rambunctious, and the internet and social media was causing me to be more interactive with my audience anyway. And I feel like I started bringing people up on stage and speed roasting them, and that's kind of how it started. And once it became about the audience for the second half of my show, I was like, well, who's the best person to roast? How about like guys in orange jumpsuits. That might be funny.
Yeah.
And then you go, how about women in orange jumpsuits? And how about if the next one I roast cops on the job? Or
Were these ever tough sells, like when you would pitch this?
Very difficult.
Really?
Not just to Comedy Central, but to, my team, obviously, and the jails themselves and the police precincts and the border towns, like wherever I go, it gets easier, but the ideas get harder. So it's a little bit of a catch-22 where you want to keep taking big swings, but it doesn't get any easier. Right. Where you're supposed to get easier.
I remember in the jail one, something about in that where they told you, they're like, oh, we told the guys like if they were to act up for like the last 6 months and they couldn't come to the show. Right.
Yeah.
And so then everyone was on good behavior, so it helped.
Right.
And then we also made all the murderers sit like up front.
Yeah. It was a safety issue.
Yeah.
The jail administrator, Wayne Dickey at Brazos County Jail in Texas said, well, we're ready for you. I said, I'm ready to come. Can I come soon? And he goes, well, can we delay it a month? Because I want to use this to incentivize good behavior. Oh, that's cool. That makes sense. Yeah. I guess so. You get something out of it. The jail gets something out of it. And then when I got there, we had a safety meeting. I said, aren't we having a safety meeting? He goes, no, there's not much for you to know. We got it all. You're in our hands. I go, well, is there a guy with a gun behind him? No guns in a jail. Huh, so how does this work? And, they didn't want to tell me too much because they didn't want me to be nervous. But I said, like, well, basically they let on that, here's what happened. On the first show, I did 2 shows. On the first show, I said, where my murderers at? Kind of as a joke. And 3 guys in the front row raised their hand. And I took a step back, like surprise, and we had that show went. And I in between shows, I said to Wayne, I said, why are the murderers up front? He goes, oh, well, that's the safest place for them to be. Oh. I said, why? He goes, well, if anything happens, they're the closest to where we can get at them. Wow. But they're also the closest to me. They go, yes, but we can get you out easier too. If these are the guys that are most likely to fight, they're the most likely to, those are the ones we want in the front. But yet in the balcony, the farthest way in the corner are the guys with the swastikas on their stomachs and chests.
Jesus.
So there was no real like easy breezy spot in that room.
Is there like a kind of relief leaving though? Even like you have fun doing the show, or you're like kind of good to be out of there when you wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely took a couple of big deep breaths walking in and walking out of that place.
It's a ballsy idea, man.
Weren't you afraid? Were you ever afraid?
Always afraid.
Yeah, you're
Always
like, this could go, if I make a swastika joke about the guy in the back with the swastika
I wasn't
tattoo.
even sure. And you don't want to humiliate anybody, so they all have to be volunteers, more or less, to come to the show.
Yeah.
And I did make a speech at the end saying everything I said is a joke, and if I called some guy a nickname or a funny joke name, that shouldn't stick. Like I didn't want somebody to be bullied in the wrong way that I was roasting, because roasting is anti-bullying. That's how I started roasting, was when I was getting bullied as a kid. I started making fun of the bully, and then he left me alone.
Yeah.
And he was not verbal bully. He was like hitting me and pushing people around. But yeah, I felt real good leaving. I mean, I was there for a week in that particular instance, but I also was like, I felt really lucky the whole time that I did have a ticket out of there, because, you sold a few joints in high school. I could have gotten busted. I had the advantage of being white. I had the advantage of being careful,
Yeah.
and not doing it for too long. But we all do dumb shit when we're kids, and not all of us, but most of us. And
Oh, I did shoplifting and
of course
breaking people's mailboxes and egging things. But do you find that? I mean, look, because as a female comedian,
Tom looks like he's hearing this for the first time.
Oh, you never know that?
Smashing mailboxes.
Yeah, I was kind of angry as a teenager. I find as a lady, I get away with a lot of shit on stage.
Yeah.
Nobody expects me to say anything or do anything. So when I can fucking pick on people, and it's, what are they going to do? Hit a woman? But for you, do you find that because you're a man, dude, some guy could fucking come after you after a show and be like, what's up, funny guy?
I feel like that's always happened. Growing up in New Jersey, like starting out comedy in New Jersey, New York, you didn't need to even be a roast guy. Any comment, I mean, I saw a guy take a swing at Jon Stewart once.
Oh.
Very early in our careers, and I saw a guy came on stage twice in my early career and just pulled the mic out of my hand. You know,
really?
Intimidating people. Yeah, I mean, I had that roasty instinct, but none of the skill to back it up, and none of the reputation. I was just some fucking jerk.
Yeah.
You know, I was missing a lot. You know, trying and then you know, even like at the jail, for instance, I wasn't even always worried about insulting someone and pissing them off, because that would be in front of everybody. I was worried about the whole week I was there, or when I brought people on stage to get speed roasted, somebody who premeditated just wanting to be a show off.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're in there for life anyway. Oh, let's shank this goofy guest.
Yeah.
I'll be a legend around here. Let me just put him in a headlock for 5 seconds. Let me just punch him in the face and it'll be hilarious forever. Like, that's more what I'm worried about. I was worried about.
You got me worried about it right now.
Yeah. But there was a real trust factor between myself, the inmates, and the jailers, and it all worked out okay.
What is your best, because I mean, it's definitely not my lane, but what is your best advice for people who are like, oh, how do I get good at roasting? You know, like, what do you tell people?
Well, at the level I'm at, I feel like listening is the part that I really have to concentrate on, and you can't take for granted. You know, what's coming at you, and your reactions to that is really important. Like, I'll ask somebody. I had a lady on stage this weekend. She hobbled up on stage to get speed roasted with her husband. I take volunteers from the audience. I don't pick them. They volunteer. And this lady hobbled up on stage with crutches, and she had half a leg missing. So to me, it's not me starting off with a bunch of jokes. It's about going like, so this is your husband? How long you two been married? You know, and let her kind of get into it so that my reactions are roasty. Right. Not necessarily starting
like
the
you
first
fucking
joke.
bitch. Yeah, like you
that usually backfires when you fire first.
That's interesting.
But I let her really sort of, pun walk into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then once I got to know her and I saw her haircut and her outfit, I was like, losing half your leg is like number 5 on the shit that's fucked up about you. And by then, she's heaving over, her tits are bouncing up and down. She's convulsing with laughter, and her husband is just falling on the floor because
that's awesome.
They don't, disabled people, sadly, are never normalized. They're always treated so differently. So I think she was looking for some heat. She wanted to laugh at her predicament.
Yeah.
And she had cancer. And when I finally asked her what happened, she was young enough to be like a veteran of the war, but you don't see many female amputees. So I said, what you want to tell us what happened or something to that effect? And she said she has cancer, and the audience kind of, felt for her, and I hugged her and I asked her how she's feeling now. She said she's feeling great. And then this weirdo lady standing along the line, waiting to get speed roasted, who had already made fun of for 5 minutes, just some wacko lady, like, who was just like trying to feel me up and smacking me, and just a nut job from the audience, just ran down the stage and hugged her. And I said, all right, well, now you survived cancer, now you have AIDS. So, just like letting the audience kind of come to you a little bit really helps with the roast.
So you use your reaction, basically.
You really just got to hold your tongue. You might have an idea, but sometimes the audience will do the setup and you just have to do the punchline.
Yeah, that's good advice, man.
What's the one, that line he said, man, in the bumping mics? There was she was wearing like a Hawaiian shirt. The fuck did you say to her? You're like, get back on the cruise, or thank you for coming from the cruise. It was because they looked like they just gotten off like some fucking cruise ship. Like, what are you doing?
I can't remember exactly.
City?
I think I called her an astronaut's wife. And then Dave said that he had to drop her off at the Carnival cruise ship or something. Once I start it, Dave will knock it down, or
the astronaut's wife.
Uh-oh. No sound effects here. That's all real.
Wow.
That's all real.
Wow.
Did that register?
Yeah, we got it.
All right. Good
Thanks,
job,
And the
Gene.
Emmy for best fart.
That's a fart.
Thank you.
That was great work, Tom.
One thing about, first of all, if you guys haven't seen Bumpin' Mics with Jeff Ross and Dave Attell.
I'm not bumping that mic.
No, don't bump that one.
No.
Because the smell's real too.
Yeah, thanks.
But it's very rare that, as comics, you'd watch more than I watch 5 minutes of specials. I see how it opens, starts.
Yeah.
We ripped through
Tore
Bumpin'
through
Mics.
it.
I love
watched
that.
all of
God
it.
damn it, man.
I texted you. I texted
You did.
I was like, man, this is so fucking funny.
I love that,
We
man.
were dying.
We love you guys, just like you're the our favorite comics. And then I don't know, watching the camaraderie, all that was great. The one thing that I was like, holy shit, that I can't even wrap my head around is that you eat before shows. That's one thing I can't.
Really?
That's what you're. What do you mean?
yeah.
Really?
Because the nerves.
Because I get how funny he is.
Yeah,
I mean, great comic, but I'm sitting there I can't believe how he's eating right now. And he's eating before shows, eating on stage.
Yeah. At one point, I ordered mozzarella sticks to the stage.
Yeah. Can you eat right before a show?
I have to.
I do, yeah.
I have to,
otherwise I'll be hungry, yeah.
You can eat a hearty meal?
I can't. I won't have steak and potatoes. I have to have a little something.
Oh, that'd be a warm-up for him.
Right. But you're doing
goes
steak
deep.
and potatoes.
I like to, if I'm doing 2 shows or a big long thing, especially with Attell, where I gotta run around and keep up with him, I need my carbs.
Yeah.
Food doesn't slow me down; it fuels me.
Really?
Food and coffee. I need carbs and coffee, carbs and caffeine. I can't
you got another
drink.
one?
No,
I
we're turning
can't
it
drink.
off.
I can't drink.
You can't drink.
No, I can't drink before I go on an important show.
I
I
can't
did have
either.
a sip of tequila before I went on last night at Brody's Memorial, but for the most part, if it's a show where I got to be on my game and people are paying to see me, it's all carbs and caffeine.
I'd rather be a little hungry than full at all.
Really?
I like being full.
And now, I love a post-show feast. I love it.
I don't
Of course,
do that.
I feasted last, but I eat before and after. I'm all
And during with the mozzarella sticks.
I don't really do drugs. I'm not a big drinker. I mean, food is the thing.
No, yeah, me too. I don't know. I always feel every time I've eaten anything of substance on stage, I'm I want to burp. I feel
right.
Yeah, I feel I can't really.
You burp the whole time.
You don't feel like a performer up there.
Yeah. I'll feel
Now,
stuffed.
I have to ask you this. All these roasts, and it's so fucking hard to write.
By the way,
roast
last thing. Sorry,
yes, go ahead.
Christina. Hold
Yes,
on.
my love.
One last thing about that, just as far as food and my shows go.
Yeah.
You guys will appreciate that. It's working the road. I still hold the Tempe Improv record for food sales.
Really?
I have the fattest fans.
Really? I do appreciate that.
Sorry, you guys. No disrespect to Ralphie May, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Who sold the most tater tots in a weekend there.
Is
They
that
told me
right?
once, but I sold the most food sales.
Dude,
Wow.
you need part of that back end. You're gonna have to renegotiate.
Oh, we're all good. Don't worry.
Tempe.
They let me have 3 hamburgers to go that night.
Oh wow, wow.
My back end is fine.
Okay, it's a good deal.
Oh, wow.
It's my front end that's getting a little fat.
But anyway, I was going to ask you about writing roast jokes. I mean, it's just the hardest, especially because you're the big dog in that. You know what I mean? You're the guy that comes up with the real zingers. So how do you fucking do the thing? How do you know to write the joke that no one's going to fucking do?
Yeah, 'cause you
How do you do it? Yeah, you're the big dog.
What do you mean?
Okay, Pamela Anderson's on the whatever.
Right.
Hey, look at your fucking big tits, your pussy, this and that. You know what they're going to go after.
Let them go after it. You got to have a better
dicks.
joke. You just have to have the best joke. Everybody else is a rough draft. You got to have a joke that they're not going to think of.
So I'm saying, so how do you get to the joke that no one's going to think of? Do you write all the obvious ones first and then just throw them in the trash?
Yeah.
Really, you do that?
More often than not, when I first hear who we're roasting, they go, what do you think we're going to roast? With Bruce Willis. I already have, I think in punchlines, and the first thing I think of usually becomes a great opening joke or closing thought.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I can.
What's your first Bruce Willis thought?
I was like, that's it. It's going to have to be something about how I look like him. Would be an easy one, but Die Hard, 8. natural causes. You know, and then you know, so people have die-hard jokes, so you gotta try harder, and I start to look at what other connections there are. Like, oh, okay, we're both from New Jersey. There's something I can work with.
Even your promos for that one were great.
Thanks.
Yeah, you guys did them together.
Yeah.
Where like you parodied what's it called, that movie?
The Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense. Yeah.
I see dead people.
Yeah.
And it was all I see fat people, and then I was like, he said it to me. I was the kid in the bed.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Really funny.
I got to repost those for a throwback. Because those were fun promos. I got to work, basically act with Bruce Willis for one full day.
It's awesome.
And by the way, never met a greater sport.
Really?
He was calling me for a month and a half before the roast. I stutter, make fun of this, don't hold back, because I want to have all the goodwill when I go up at the end. And, you know, he loved it. He really loved it.
That's cool. That's good to hear, actually.
Yeah, he sent me a bunch of stuff, wrote me a nice letter. He's like a good guy.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, you finally have joined the podcasting world.
Yeah.
So, tough skin?
Thick skin.
Thick skin.
Thick skin with Jeff Ross. I always say life is hard. We're getting through it together. It's a cathartic bonding experience.
How many are up so far?
We just went, we probably have about 10 episodes up. Sometimes I take down the old ones just because I don't know why. I like having just a few up.
Oh, really?
I like having the newer ones up.
People will go deep on that back catalog.
I know, but for some reason I don't want them to.
Really?
I like keeping them fresh.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think it's still like a hobby level for me.
Right.
But I was out on the road one weekend when I first moved to my new house in Studio City in the hills up there, and my cousin Ed, who loves podcasting, he just built a little studio down under the house, under the pool. And I really enjoying it. It takes me back to my college radio days.
Yeah.
We had Larry Charles on last week.
Oh,
who
yeah.
Directed the, Borat movies and Bruno movies and Kurt.
One.
It's amazing. The Dangerous World of Comedy.
The Dangerous World of Comedy, yeah.
Really cool show.
Showing people doing stand-up in like Pakistan and
Syria and Saudi Arabia, and he's just a cool guy. So, yeah, like this, you guys get it. You've been doing it for a long time. I really love it. I always resisted because it's a discipline. And you told me, Tom, in the hallway the other day at the Comedy Store, you got to stay consistent. You got to keep doing it. So I have been getting better at consistently doing it because that's what the listeners, they want to rely on you a little bit.
They definitely do. Yeah. You're a natural for it. It's going to be great, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, just keep at it. Keep doing it.
I really do. The hard part is asking people to do it.
Yeah.
I woke up today with that dilemma of like, oh,
you're fucking
man.
Jeff Ross. What are you talking about?
I know, but some people I just know how I feel when certain people ask me to do it, and I'm like, oh, how do you say no? Then you're there reluctantly, and then you wind up doing it, and then you have a good time, and you're like, all right, well, I'm glad I did it. But
yeah. You take advantage of the fact that you're Jeff fucking Ross.
I like that.
Yeah.
I did notice that people started stopping me and asking me if they could come on. And I go, oh, that's a good sign. It must be.
Yeah.
And it's growing. And
you do like a little roast at the end of the episode.
Yeah, right? We do like touchy subjects on the news. Whenever somebody dies, it's a very cathartic.
Right. When someone dies,
we do roast in peace. We had Peter Tork last week, who from the Monkees.
Didn't you do one of Brody?
We did a Brody one.
Give us a Brody joke.
I said, poor Brody, he's emceeing in that big side stage in the sky now.
Aww.
I said something about how his great friendship with Zach Galifianakis. If they ever hugged, it would be like Velcro. They would never be able to separate them. They're both so hairy.
Wow, that's funny.
His hairline is named after his high school, Reseda. It's funny, we did the Brody thing yesterday, and now here I am. I think this might be my first time in Reseda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
There you go. Brody made it happen.
He really did. I'm sensing his positive energy.
Of course.
I wanted to show you this.
Any other advice for the podcast? This is helpful.
No,
I got you.
I think
consistency.
I think the consistency.
How long you been doing this?
10 years.
Beautiful.
I think you put in. You definitely will. Like first of all, you created like a little bit of a specific thing going on, which is good.
Yeah.
there's so many. So the fact that it's like, I think that you're the roast guy, people know that.
Yeah.
And you at least give an element of that.
Right, but
Huge
not
plus.
entirely.
Right, it's not the whole thing.
It's more about taking the jokes than dishing them out, the podcast. Like thick skin, like, you know, a little bit of like, I always say life is hard, we're getting through it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, here's the thing too about like feeling weird about asking people. Because it matters that you're doing it, then use whatever juice you have to get any and all guests, because it's a guest reliant medium. So, you know, don't ever feel weird about asking anybody. Not that you should, but I mean, the fact that you mentioned it, like, you know, you deserve to have those guests.
Yeah.
It's going to be a better product. So ask everyone, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What about not having guests? Sometimes like,
it's great.
I've done
it's
that.
Great.
Sometimes
great.
I like it sometimes if it's just me and my cousin talking.
Yeah, do that.
And you sprinkle those in.
Yeah, like sometimes I forget that it's on the draw to this show. It's like when David Letterman would come out, or Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon walk out on stage, they don't bring Julia Roberts out.
Right.
They do 10, 15 minutes of comedy
Absolutely.
that people tune in for.
Yes. Yeah, no, we do the front part of our show is just us.
It's us catching up on our lives and stuff.
I think it's important to do that. And just keep and do the episode.
I wrote an inside joke I meant to do. Hold on, this is good. Oh yeah, I hope I'm at least a better guest than Danny Brown.
What? What? He was a great guest.
Yeah, Danny was amazing.
I know, he was your best guest ever, so I thought I'd make that joke.
Wow,
That's good. That's funny. He was.
You're a fan.
He came in here with like all the references
Oh my
of the show.
God.
We were like, what? He's like, I listen to this shit all the time. I was like, oh my God.
I know, that's so bizarre because like rappers listen to podcasts, so we've had this thing of rappers coming on our show. There's a crossover now.
Yeah,
music and comedy are really colliding in a big way right now.
Yeah.
When Bumping Mics came out, I started getting all these messages from musicians.
Really?
Drake.
Hardest
I ever laughed. DM'd me. Don't even barely know the guy. Just found me on Instagram. Loved it.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I know. It's really been fun. Really been fun.
Let me ask you something. You said that roasting was anti-bullying.
Yeah.
Which I think I 100% agree with you. But in this current bullshit social justice warrior culture, I feel like people mistaken busting chops or busting balls for like not having sympathy for a particular group. It's like, dude, why can't I have sympathy for somebody and make a joke about them at the same time? Like, do you find that you're bumping up against people being fucking pussies about this stuff?
People are just upset about everything. You know, I'm offended by people that are constantly offended.
Yeah.
It's wearing me out. It's like everything is...
It's a new language now.
I quit my job. I was so humiliated. Well, you know, toughen up. I mean, Jesus, life's tough.
Yeah.
I know.
So, you know, I had a rough childhood. It's not as bad as some of the ones that I wasn't separated from my parents at the border.
Yeah.
But, you know, my parents were sick and they died when I was a teenager. And I think that gave me thick skin to talk about mourning and moving on and how to, you know, you think kids didn't tease me, and it's like, you know, jokes, and you got to be able to like handle your business, or what are you doing? You're just worried, you know. Social media has made that more of a thing right now, but you know, I'm not into the wimpy pussy culture.
Me neither.
You know, women are equals. Women need to be able to be part of the laughs, and disabled people need to be be able to take a joke, and every ethnicity needs to be able to take the joke. And I find those are the people listening to my podcast. Those are the people coming to our shows.
They're usually the most fun people at shows.
Oh my God.
Everyone you're listening.
You know who's the best audience?
Yeah.
AA.
I've heard that.
The fucking best, because they've been through some shit.
Yeah, Rich Voss told me that.
There's a great one.
Fucking gay dudes are the best.
Here in the Valley. That guy,
Mick Betancourt runs
yes,
it. That's the jam,
it's
dude.
It's an AA show. He'd do it like once every 6 months. I did it a couple times. Man,
yeah, it's
they're
fun.
so game.
That sounds cool.
They laugh.
Yeah.
Because they've been
I find
through
more
it.
and more like, yeah, it's fun to perform for people that are paying, and of course we need to do that, and we appreciate our fans. But when I go to like a jail or you know, I've done shows for the homeless, I've done shows for, you know, in war zones, those are the best crowds.
Yeah.
They're not paying. They're not drinking. They're there because they need it.
Yeah.
It's medicine.
You've gone abroad.
And you don't want your medicine watered down either. You want it potent.
Yeah, bro.
You've done the war zone shit a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's wild. That's a really, really
I did
intense
I did Gitmo once.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Not active
she did
duty.
What year was that? Do you remember?
Gitmo?
Yeah.
09.
Yeah, I did that in 05. It was really, that was maybe the best show I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, they were great shows.
They were just so starved for entertainment. These Marines and Navy and so on that live on Guantanamo Bay base, naval base, and obviously there's a whole stigma and a dark cloud of Guantanamo Bay. The terrorists are there and the torture but there's this also whole other gigantic military community that's not even part of the prison.
Yeah, but most of it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you know, those are great crowds, and
Oh yeah.
there's families living there, and it's like
That's crazy.
the military shows have been great because I got to see stuff that normal people don't get to see, and I really dig that.
Did you go to Afghanistan?
I've been there, yeah.
I did that too.
You slept with the whole SEAL team, right? Didn't you hook
I
up
slept
with
with
everybody?
all of the SEAL teams.
Yeah.
You know
Wow,
what? Did you
SEAL
ever
Team
get?
6.
I nailed them all.
That's where they got their nickname from.
SEAL
All
Team
their
6.
dicks.
SEAL team. Did you ever do? There's an oil platform in the middle of the fucking ocean between Iran and Iraq. There's like a mile-long oil platform.
Oh, wow.
And they fly. Have you ever done that one?
No.
They fly you out. That was crazy. And half of it's U.S. Marine, half of it's Iraqi soldiers.
Butt fuck Thursday.
And they butt fuck each other on the platform. And they showed me their fuck mattresses and stuff.
Wow.
And I had to sleep with like guards outside of my it's not a room. It's those metal. What are they called? Those metal boxes. They have them everywhere, like in
We have a
Djibouti
rule
and shit.
in the marriage, like if you're in a war zone, just have fun,
Yeah, right, I get it. You never know.
Iraqi soldiers.
The war zone becomes a whore zone.
There you go. He's
That's
natural.
what's up. What's
That's
the craziest
cool that you did
thing?
that. That's great that you do that.
It's great that you do that.
They must love you. A woman comedian in a war zone. It's so rare.
It was nuts. I did Afghanistan. I did Saudi Arabia. I even got to go in to do Riyadh, based there. I was fucking nuts. The UAE. I would never do it again. Djibouti.
I've been in
Somalia.
I've been
I
in
would
Djibouti.
never do it again. It's
I've
so
been
dangerous.
To Djibouti is
Yeah.
the worst place I've ever
It's
been.
the worst.
Yeah.
It was like 140 degrees. It
The
was so
bugs are
fucking
the
hot.
size of your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Terrible. The base
I was there
terrible.
for one long day on a stopover in the Middle East. It was, and I was there with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Richard Myers, at the time in 05. And they call it the Chairman's Tour, where he stops, during the holidays in like 8 or 9 countries. And some of them are safe and some of them aren't. But he even walked up on stage in Djibouti and was like, "Hey, man, you guys, hats off to you. You're stationed in the worst place we have."
Worst.
He was very upfront about it. There was no getting around it.
I know this sucks.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean-
and we'd had just been to Iraq, so like he was really laying it down there.
Yeah. I never did Iraq. I've been to, like I said, Afghanistan.
Iraq is genuinely fascinating and terrifying. I've been there 3 times.
Oh my God.
It's no different in 03 than it is 2 years ago when I was there.
Will you go back to war zones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went 2 Christmases ago, I guess. And sadly, I'll have to keep going because it doesn't sound like any of that ends ending in my lifetime. Be nice if all those Saddam palaces were casinos by now.
Yeah.
I think Trump would have made that happen.
Right.
Right.
But no.
No, you know who I went with? Sarah Tiana.
Right?
Your homie.
She's the best.
She's the best.
Her and I did some USO stuff together too. We went to Germany to Landstuhl Medical Hospital.
Oh.
Did a show.
She's the sweetest.
She's
and
a
the
killer.
funniest.
She's a killer.
Killer, talented. And she really gets it. I remember we were touring these bases and she was just, her heart went out to all. Like, I was such a selfish kind of dick. I was complaining, like, it's hot and the food's not good. And Sarah was just like, that's not why we're here, Christina. She's so mature, so smart.
She's just something special about her. She's a really incredible person and a great writer, great comedian, great friend.
Yeah.
She was bawling last night right in the front row at the Brody thing.
I know.
Yeah.
We worked together with Brody on The Burn on Comedy Central. Sarah was one of the writers, and Brody was our warm-up guy, and it was a real family for 12 episodes. That's show business. You know, the shows come and go, I always think. Like the shows, the projects, the pilots, they come and go, but these relationships are what sustain us.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking to me years ago before we even knew each other. We had a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you're on stage and there's that intensity, and you run into another guy in a strange town and he's pacing and he's nervous.
Oh,
am I going to make it harder for him or worse for him? It's like, which side, you know, who are you?
I just had a flashback to another one of talking to you. Oh. I did the Melrose Improv, and, you know, I was booked on the show. It must have been like, 6 or 7. And I had a great set, and you were on the show. And then, you know, people kind of gather afterwards outside, out front. And I just like stood next to you. and you're talking to other people and other comics, and I just stood kind of like waiting. And then you looked at me and you're like, you had a great set. That was hilarious. I was like, thanks, man. And then I just kept staring at you.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was going on there?
I just wanted to like...
Just love.
Yeah, I just wanted to like be part of the group.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I think I probably freaked you. At a certain point, I definitely saw you look at me like, all right, man.
Yeah.
And there's no way I watched your set, so...
Probably not.
I was just being nice.
Probably not. Yeah, you're being nice. I definitely was like...
I love that.
I can remember vividly standing out there.
Well,
it pays to be nice because now look at you, we're friends.
Of course. I felt like the queen of showbiz when one time Sarah Tiana took me to your house for a barbecue.
Right, I remember that.
Like a decade ago. And I was like, oh my God.
Right.
I'm at Jeff Ross' house.
Were you like, this is just like a war zone. Everything goes.
Suck all these dicks.
Yeah,
wow.
Pretty much.
Barbecue dicks.
Since Christina's fart was so disappointing.
How dare you?
Can you pull up? We haven't seen this yet, but this is supposed to be the chick that's going to make you really...
Sorry, I thought I had a fart.
Oh, but watch this.
Okay, watch it.
Watch this.
Wait a second. I thought you were setting up something else. Give me a second.
Oh. Whatever you have. Whatever you have is fine.
Oh.
Didn't you say that we had to watch these? No?
Well, there's a ranking of girls that we've seen, and then there's a new one.
Oh, I see. Okay. So let's see who we've seen. That's what you have here.
Who's your fave, Jeff?
You are.
No.
Out of you two?
You have no. Before the first two. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'm interrupting our.
Oh, I like when they get playful with these things.
Yeah, me too.
Like, what are the bananas for? Oh.
What the fuck are we watching? Girls rubbing bananas on her asshole and farting in the spandex.
What happened?
But then she smells the banana.
I could have stayed home with my housekeeper, Elvia,
Those are farting.
and seen that.
We covered this girl in episode 412.
Really?
Did?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
She farts
this.
on a whole bunch of things.
Okay.
And she renames them with fart in the word.
Now I know how you've been doing this podcast for 10 years. If this is how you get your material, it's pretty easy.
Oh yeah, super
it's
easy.
Fish in a barrel.
So keep that fart in mind.
Okay.
We're now going on.
Are we rating them?
I think so.
Yeah, we're ranking these farts.
Okay.
Here comes the next fart.
Fart Nana.
Oh, Fart Nana.
Fart Nana.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember her.
I'm in the shed. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
She's pretty cute.
I like the shed farts.
Yeah. Wow.
Girls do that? Yeah. I never saw a girl do that before.
So
Really?
nasty.
Yeah.
Really?
Like with like the reverb kind of like the bass.
I didn't know girls fart though. Right now, this is so odd.
You know what I like about that fart, the shed fart, I will say, Tommy? I feel like there was a heat to it. I feel like she had apricots, like those Trader Joe's ones.
Well,
why can't I
get ready to re-rank everything because there's a new champ. Because I remember this vividly. This is really intense.
She's not even reacting. Oh my god. She didn't miss a beat on that book either.
I love the when they pretend.
God.
Yeah,
Disdain.
they pretend like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Here's a nice fart for you guys. I
Thanks.
hope you like it. It's a late Valentine fart. Please comment down below, subscribe, and let me know what you think about my fart. And please give it a big thumbs up. You guys ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, yeah. That was the best fart ever.
No, that was nothing
that wasn't the
compared
best
to
fart.
These people post these on YouTube?
Oh, everywhere. Sometimes they are on pay sites. Yeah.
Really?
A lot of guys will pay to watch women fart.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
The one guy who wrote in about it.
What is that thing?
He said that the reason he has a fetish for it is because it's like the taboo thing to see a pretty girl having like a dirty smell, you know.
And what about this one?
That's different. That's just her skill.
Not that she's bad looking, but I don't think of her as a
I think you're right.
typically pretty girl.
No, your
she's just
instincts-
laying in bed in a t-shirt going, "Want to hear my fart?"
I think your instincts are dead on.
Well, I see your point. So what you're trying to say is there was no setup to this one. It wasn't as creative as the fart nana.
Well, he's just saying that
I just see a whale with a with a blowhole.
Gotcha. Yeah. Little hard on the eyes.
Oh. This is all set up. This is
I like that one.
Ooh, mop on aisle 5.
What's the hook on her belt there? She's got like height. What are those climbing hooks?
Yeah.
Like carabiners. That's what that's called. Yeah. She's got
okay.
Now, what's this in the porn genre when they do it out in the wild? What's that called in the porn genre?
I don't know. I don't know what that's called.
Face fart?
Not a face fart. When you make porn out and like on it's
Like
on the
public,
beach.
yeah,
public. This is a public fart.
Voyeurism?
Something like
That's
that.
what Josh says.
Okay, Josh is the
will know.
official. Yeah.
He subscribes to all these.
So this was a public fart.
That was really interesting.
So those are all 5 farts. I mean, which one was your favorite one?
Well,
let's go through 'em.
That's easy.
What?
Yeah, the lady was reading the book.
No.
No.
The bananas.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, fart
Because it's
nana.
fart nanas?
Yeah.
I just love bananas. My grandfather used to say, "Take a banana for the ride."
Okay.
Those early, I just love bananas. And they're good right before you go on stage.
Do
They
you
lower your
still
heart
like
rate.
bananas or no?
I don't think I would eat the fart bananas.
The fart nanas?
I don't think I really get what she's doing there. You think she's going to throw those away or save them?
I think
No, she's saving
It
them.
would have been hot if
basket.
she peeled it and ate it after that.
There's a guy that does that, but I don't know if you want to see that.
I don't like shed fart because that was just very generic. It was like, yeah, I'm in a shed. Yeah, I mean,
Okay. I'm in the shed.
but why?
There's a reason.
What's the reason? You have to go in the shed to fart? That doesn't make sense.
She's having friends over.
Huh?
Go fart in the shed.
Yeah, but why? She has a fart shed?
Yeah.
Like she has her own shed for farting.
Well, she's not going to fart on her podcast. Who would do
Stealing
that?
material.
She went out to the shed like a lady.
Good.
Right.
Well, so wait, is there a new person? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there is. Why don't you guys discuss who gets rank number 1, 2, and 3, and I'll pull up this new fart mistress.
Okay.
Okay. I can't believe this is our show.
I'm going to go for... personally, I don't think the shed fart was that exciting. I'm going to give her 5th place.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys agree with this ranking?
Yeah, I'm
Last
not-
place?
The shed does nothing for me. For me, it's all about the book lady.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you going to give her? 1st place?
Oh, yeah. For me, she's number
Seriously?
1. For sure.
Why?
I mean, just the way that it was so dominant and like there was so much muscle behind it, and the way she was so nonchalant, like, oh my gosh,
She didn't even look up from the book.
Oh yeah, she really owned it, you know.
All right, tough to disagree. Who sponsors this show? Toilet paper?
It used to be McDonald's, but they left. So
I like the public farter because it's a brave, it's bold.
Oh right,
it's risky.
That took nerve a little bit
in the supermarket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit, but it wasn't.
I like the bananas strictly on the performance art of it all. The performance fart of it all.
The performance fartist. Yeah.
I'm torn between the fart nana and the Valentine fart. I like the Valentine premise. She's like, "Hey guys, it's Valentine's Day, and here's your fart."
That was on this.
Valentine fart.
You want to hear a neat fart? Here's a Valentine's fart.
Yeah, it was kind of nice that she gave you the gift.
Okay.
And I like that she plugs her channel. Subscribe, like.
Oh, right.
Like she puts the plug out and then she delivers.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like the delivery was there. Who's this? This is our new person?
This is the new girl, and when I saw it, I knew we had something special.
Okay.
These make me so gassy.
Whoa. Jesus Christ.
These are what my farts are going to smell like.
Oh, my God. I don't know what I like more, what she's doing or watching Jeff watch her. Because
I don't know if she's farting or belching.
I love this chick.
Whoa. Is that...
She's good.
I'm already getting gassy.
Hey man, what's going on exactly?
It looks like her ass.
this seems like it's in the King Ass Ripper way.
Yes.
I mean,
a little gluttonous.
This is the Queen Ass Ripper.
I didn't know Steve Simone got a wig. This is pretty wild, man.
That belly button looks like an ass crack.
These are clogging up my throat.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Uh-oh. This is a little much. Okay.
She's trying too hard.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the farts.
Trying too hard. This girl has talent.
This is really good.
Okay. I don't know if I can.
I think I'm in love. I think I'm gonna gay marry her. I love this chick. I am blown away by this talent. Listen, King Ass Ripper was amazing. This chick kicks his ass.
You think so?
Dude, King Ass Ripper is nothing compared to this broad.
This is, I don't know, to be fair. To be
burps?
Fair. No, to be fair, this is a trans woman. So
wait a
some
minute.
Of the piping,
it is?
I don't know. I think it is. Am I right?
Okay.
Do you think it's a trans woman?
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
So some of the original piping is there.
God.
Trans fats, you mean?
Fuck, man. Look at that hooshy.
Big hooshy.
Yeah.
Can I have some of your water?
I know I don't have a big butt, but it's definitely a gassy one.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
I want to hear the farts.
No, that's enough.
I just think it's great that Andy Malinakis has a YouTube page.
Totally looks like him.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm impressed. I mean, is it trans? Is she trans?
Yeah.
Blue band? Is it confirmed?
I think she is. I mean, looking at the definition of the arms, I think it's a possibility.
Hey, now, have you been to Israel before?
Yes.
Did you perform there?
It's quite a segue.
I know.
You're asking me about how the farting is over there?
Yeah. What was it like?
Did you fart a lot?
Mediterranean food will kind of go through you sometimes.
Oh, the shawarma makes
Yeah.
me. Yeah. I performed there twice. Most recently, just a year ago with Chris Rock. I was a surprise guest on his Tel Aviv show, the big arena.
Jeez.
Best show ever.
Ever?
Yeah, up there with my Gitmo show.
Seriously.
The best.
What was it like doing Rock's tour?
I loved every second of it. I loved spending time with Chris. He would have me go on right before him and do my stand up and then bring up, and these are huge arenas, 10, 15,000. And I'd work it out with security where I'd bring up volunteers from the front sections, line them up, speed roast the shit out of them in arena style. Copenhagen, Stockholm, all through Ireland and England, and it was amazing experience in all these foreign countries. And we made a stop in Tel Aviv, and people just, American comedy is a great, our biggest export, one of our biggest exports.
Yeah.
Everyone's down with what we were doing, what I was saying, and even though I wouldn't understand all the accents in Sweden, they got everything we said. And it was a really great experience.
You had to
nothing. Same act I do here, except they're more eager to hear about Trump and politics and what our take was on it. And they all know Chris's specials from over the years. They learned how to speak English, a lot of people listening to Chris Rock and Eddie Murphy and that kind of stuff. So
that's wild.
It was really, really cool.
And that was the tour that ended up being the Tambourine special.
Right,
yeah.
right.
That's awesome.
It's been really fun.
He's probably going to ramp up again.
I think another year or so he'll start thinking about it again because it's too juicy.
Yeah.
Lots of people want to see him in every corner of the world. There's places he still hasn't gone.
Yeah.
He puts the act together in a year. He tours it for a year.
Yeah.
And he's amazing.
Did it register?
Awesome.
And he sent me a 3-wheel motorcycle as a present.
What?
I almost drove it here. I'm just learning how to drive it because it's a stick. But it's this incredible, awesome thing I would never buy myself.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a motorcycle?
It's a three-wheel motorcycle. It's called a slingshot.
Oh, I've seen those.
Really fun.
That's manual?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to see this thing.
I'll show you a picture after.
Wow. Okay. Well, this guy, is this in Israel?
The guy talking to him is definitely Israeli. I'm not 100% sure if this is Israel. It looks like it might be.
And you're saying this guy puts on quite a show that we're watching?
Yeah, he actually reminds me of someone that we used to have on the show.
Okay. Let's see him.
Oui, d'abord, sport le monde, un peu ouvert le show. Oui,
So this is an Elvis impersonator?
I think.
I love foreigners doing stupid shit, man. You know, one time in Hungary, my parents are from Hungary, and we went to go some stupid lounge act in the middle of, anyway, they don't know, they can't speak English fluently, and it was a song, oh, Zink twice, it's another day for you in Paris. Like, they couldn't say the words,
but
and
they still
I
wanted
was
to sing
laughing so fucking hard. I love when foreigners can't
Well,
put
this
it
reminds
together.
me of the Staying Alive guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have
Stay
him?
united, stay united, stay united.
Stay United. Stay United, yeah.
I love this kind of shit.
Yeah. This is...
God damn it.
This guy would probably impress Jeff.
Oh my goodness.
United States, the Latin, save the line. Save the Latin, save the line. Save the line. You win the best of the best. You win me. Now I stand low, you want bang. Now I stand.
Those aren't the words.
So I'm bang. No, now I stand. You want bang. Stand in line. Say another day, another day, another day, another day, the line, the line.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Wow.
Would he be hard to roast or no?
He seems roastable.
Yeah.
He looks like he's already been roasted. Wow.
By far the most fun I've ever had watching someone watch clips on this show has been Jeff Ross.
I would love to play tic-tac-toe on his forehead. What is going on? His teeth look like Stonehenge. What's going on with this guy?
Oh my God.
What is going on?
But yet a remarkably fashionable penny and aviators.
Yeah.
And might even have hair plugs, this guy, but yet never put sunscreen on it once in his life. And never been to a dentist. The nearest dentist is 10,000 miles away.
Yeah.
He's Moroccan.
Yeah.
That's what we found out.
I see.
Yeah. A lot of outdoor time. Always gets his son. Always. Oh, Jesus.
Stay the line. Stay the line.
Okay.
I like Elvis.
Is this something
Bring
that
back
he knows
Elvis.
is on the internet, you think? You think he knows he's on your
'Cause
podcast?
No.
I don't know if he knows about it on the podcast, but after we found that video, people started to send in other videos of him.
So he makes videos and posts them of him singing?
No, I think he allows people to film him in like public places.
Oh.
And then, because I think he's in Spain now, right?
Yeah.
He's on tour?
Yeah,
he's on tour.
like Morocco or something.
Yeah.
He should have a show called Thick Skin.
Yeah.
Not me, him.
Fuck.
See if we can book him.
I would love to have him on.
Aye.
He would just do Staying Alive over and over, though.
Staying alive.
You'd be like, all right, we got it. Thanks.
Wow.
Wait, so will Bump and Mike's come back?
We're going to do a tour this summer, May and June, July.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we'll be at the Borgata. We'll be at the Sands in Bethlehem, and then we're picking up some more dates as soon as I can get Dave to agree.
Oh, that's the work of it, right?
Oh, it's so hard. He's got, tour dates himself all the time. He doesn't want to split the money. He doesn't want to go to Florida. Like, there's a lot of rules. He doesn't go anywhere where he has family.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
He won't.
Wants to avoid it?
He wants to go to casinos in the Midwest and South and North Pacific where he doesn't know anybody, where they let him smoke in the elevators.
That's hilarious.
I love it.
He's still ripping through cigarettes, right?
Yeah. I love Dave, but it's like taking your Nana on the road. He's cranky.
Dude, what was that line? So funny. I think it's in the first episode. I can say it, right? So
Please.
You're like, you look like somebody who knows how to delete a hard drive.
Dave looks like he knows how to delete a hard drive in a hurry, I think I said. It's a challenge coming up with insults for Dave Attell because he wears the same thing every single show.
Yeah.
Whereas I mix it up and give him something to work with. I'll wear a different hat, a different shirt, different shoes, a coat.
I saw him at a show like a month ago. I saw him backstage, and he was wearing the same thing. And I was like, "How's the manifesto coming along?" It's good. It's good.
That's great.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. He got a good heart.
Yeah,
he raises my game. I love working with him.
That's got to happen for the two of you. The two of you working together. It's
I tell Dave all the time, 1 + 1 is 3. You know, we're great on our own. He's the best on his own. But when we come together, it pops to another thing, like
awesome.
like a band.
Yeah.
It's like when Joe Walsh joined the Eagles.
I would buy a ticket to go see the show.
Me
Thank
too.
you. Oh, that's
I gotta
great.
keep an eye out for you coming. I want to see you two doing it.
I hope
live.
you guys do another
It's
LA
so
show.
amazing.
We probably should have toured right when the thing came out. We didn't. We both just stopped. We needed a break from each other, I think.
Yeah, but you know what? The way the Netflix specials work, the biggest bump comes like 9 months after.
Really?
Yeah, because it builds and it builds and it builds. And like there's people this week who are discovering that's but never heard of it, seeing it right now.
Really?
On top of all the people that saw it before.
You don't think it dies down?
No. When you announce these tickets, they'll go way faster than they did last time.
Really?
For sure.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah,
that'll be
definitely.
good.
Yeah, you'll do some added shows in markets you weren't expecting. It's definitely going to be different.
Huh.
Yeah.
Even in the casino markets, you think? Because those are really, he won't really do the theaters. He likes the casinos.
Yeah.
Is that right? What's the deal? Why the casino?
They pay better. He can smoke.
Oh,
and here's the other thing. You'll get a raise.
Grittier.
You'll get a raise in all of those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you did last time, it's going to go up for sure.
I love it. And I've been using this time away from him to work on material so that when we join back up in May and June and stuff, like I can bring some firepower too, because he's on the road constantly.
Yeah.
So I just been popping up at the Comedy Store, the Improv, and I'm in Brea in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like just to work on material, because trying to keep up with Dave. Dave's the best comic there is right now.
Yeah.
And the fact that he lets me do these shows with him like blows my mind. So the last thing I want to do is just ask him questions and be his fall guy. Like I want to bring it too and have some good material. And, you know, he gets squeamish if I talk about a political joke or, you know, but it forces him to then like retort with another political joke. So it's in a way we challenge each other in a really interesting way.
Oh, you guys are just so good. You have such good chemistry.
It's good chemistry.
It's very complimentary, and it looks like you guys are just, you know, it's a beautiful tennis thing to watch back and forth. I have a technical question, I guess.
Of course. I love your technical questions.
Yeah,
They're
it's
fun.
interesting how you guys, so I know.
If only you could use this stuff in your act. It would work out great.
I know.
See, that's roasting by listening.
Yeah. You did it.
See?
You did it. Hold on one second. Okay, so you only have one show to tape, right? You can't obviously have the same audience for two, because you were doing it in clubs, the bumping mics.
We did 3 nights at the Comedy Village Underground at the Comedy Cellar. We did 2 shows a night.
Obviously different audience.
Different audiences.
Yeah.
Mostly different. We get a lot of repeats, as you can imagine, because there's so much improvising
that they want to see more.
They just don't want to leave.
Yeah.
You know, Paul Rudd is in the Sunday episode of Bumping Mics on Netflix. The only reason he closes the second show with us is because he was there with his wife and friends for the first show, loved it so much, called the babysitter and was like, we're staying out, and stayed for a whole other show. And by then I was like, all right, this guy's had a bunch of drinks. He's here for 2 shows. I'm not even going to ask him. We're just bringing him up.
Yeah.
And he flew right out of his seat and played with us for 10 minutes. So it is a night out. Like, we produce it by not really completely producing it. We kind of put a few things out there, like Like Bruce Willis said, hey, I want to come see your show. I said, great. Take care of you and your friends. Put him on the guest list. I don't see him before. I don't tell him I'm going to introduce him. I wouldn't have introduced him, but Dave was like, all right, I'll take it. And he just like shouted him out. So I said to myself that afternoon, Bruce Willis is coming. We're shooting. It's our first night. What if something does happen where he leaps out of his chair or something does happen? I want to be prepared. I don't really want to write any jokes about him, but maybe if I had a harmonic in my back pocket, just in case, something cool will happen. And that's as much as I'll take the producing of it. Like, kind of what ifs and maybes and prepare for different things. And literally, Dave and I don't speak before the show. He won't make a set list. He won't block. He won't rehearse. There's no makeup. He is off the street, has a cigarette. He'll say hi. And we go. And if I want to like, hey, Dave, will you set me up for this, and this? No.
Really?
Oh, no, it's infuriating. And sometimes...
Wow.
And sometimes I'll set him up for a joke that he's done 3 nights in a row and knocked out of the park, and then he'll just ignore me. And that's infuriating.
Oh, yeah. And that's so, by the way, it's definitely so him.
Yeah, it's repeating himself.
Because I've told this story before, like, 'cause I worked with him years ago. I opened for him, like I middled for him a few times.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, so geeked. This is like Insomnia is on,
Right.
It's everywhere. And every comic coming up, you're like, oh my God, I love this guy, right? All the shows are packed. He is fucking destroying.
Yeah.
And
remember where it was?
Brea. Yeah. I did 2 years apart. 2 separate weekends with him, like 6 show weekends. And so you do your Thursday show and you're like, holy shit. Then Friday early show, let's say most of that stuff. And then on the late show, it's the same setup and a different punchline. You're like, what the fuck?
That's what I mean. Like,
and the punchline killed.
Yeah.
And he's already like, and then Saturday, it's not the first one that killed. It's not the second one that did. It's another punchline in there. And I'm like,
Till he finds one he likes, and then when he gets it the way he likes it, he never does it again.
God damn.
He hates repeating himself.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about building material for a special. He's just thinking about staying true to what he thinks is funny all the time.
All the time.
Wow.
So if we happen to be shooting that weekend, that's the jokes we get on tape.
That's really how it is.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And
he has another half hour that he could have done. We'll also argue about that. I'm like, Dave, we got to kill. You got to bring your best stuff, and then I'll set him up for a home run joke that's going to get us out of the episode, and he'll just ignore me. It's infuriating.
And what about when you talk to him afterwards about it? He's like, I just didn't feel like doing it.
He won't even. It's not even a proper question.
Really?
No.
He won't even entertain the question.
He won't even know what I'm talking
He's
about.
like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if I see him afterwards, it's about the next show. I don't have time to look back. He's not engaging on that. I've learned how not to fight with him, and I learned that it's not me, it's him. And I've become really patient. And to be honest with you, as much as we've been friends our whole careers, Dave and I, decades, I think this has made us truly pals, where we have a whole other respect for each other. And I haven't really thought about this or talked about it too much, but we had big fights going into this thing a couple years ago, a couple Christmases ago, when we were starting to when I was pushing him to go to the Montreal Comedy Festival, and let's call it bumping mics, and he didn't like that. He didn't want to go to the festival. There's no money. He didn't want to call it bumping mics. It was too on the nose. He didn't want to. And now we don't really fight. We're sort of getting to a place where we kind of understand each other.
You're like an old married couple.
You're taking your Nana on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how Nana is.
And I know how he is now, and I don't push him on certain things, and he'll admit this too. He will defer to me on other things, where he would fight back about it all the time. And we're comics, and there's always little mood swings in here and there. Of
course.
But finally one day I was like, Dave, just talk to me as nicely as you do the servers at the Comedy Cellar. Because he'll tips everybody, brings some candy, and then he'll look at me and go, bah, bah, bah. He'll just bark at me about something. I'm like, no. Like, I don't need to get into a messy marriage here, bro. We're gonna get along, or we're not doing it. And I'm always fascinated when two funny guys get together who don't necessarily have to be together.
Right.
It's kind of fun, like when rappers get together. I asked there's a musical thing called Black Star. Talib Kweli is a rapper with Mos Def, and
of course
they both have solo careers. And they both do extremely well, but they do this special thing together.
Black Star, yeah.
And I asked Talib Kweli, I go, how do you get along with Mos Def? Like, how do you guys, like, work it? And he goes, I just do what Mos says. I've learned that if I try to push back, and Mos, maybe I shouldn't be saying all this on the podcast, but basically he said, like, he's learned to just sort of trust that the other guy is kind of right, and it's going to work. And
yeah. I thought you were saying Yasin Bey is a sovereign citizen. So
yeah, right.
What I was going with. That's my favorite thing ever. Is that Mos Def was in Africa, and he was like, first of all, I'm Yasin Bey," and then they were like, "You don't have a visa to be here." And he was like, "I'm a sovereign citizen," and they were like, "No, that doesn't count.
Right?
You got to get the fuck out of here, man."
Yeah.
They kicked him out. But those dudes are amazing together.
Yeah, I've seen them together.
So you saying that I'm that guy?
Yeah, I think what Jeff is saying, in a marriage, you realize there's just some fights that aren't worth having, and you trust and you know them, and you know where I know where your abilities lie, and I think you know where mine lie, and there's just shit that you don't fight about because you're like, that I know that Tom knows in this situation, like, you know what's up here.
Yeah, you trust choices too.
Yeah, you're like, no, you know.
Part of it is doing it together. Now we have Dave and I, we got it. We got through it. Like, he pushes me too. Like, he wasn't settling on a director, and everybody I brought to him, he either wouldn't meet with, or they were too hip, or he accused them of overlighting someone else's special. He would be very persnickety about it, and I would get mad because he'd be being rude to people that are very respected and so on, and he wouldn't take the meeting, or he'd be an hour late or whatever. That's Dave. And then I brought him. Finally, I was lamenting all this to my pal Andrew Jarecki, who is a documentarian.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted this to have a documentary feel. And Andrew and I kind of, it was like 1 a.m. We were just having one of our long walks. We're good pals. Andrew Jarecki directed The Jinx on HBO.
Unbelievable.
About Robert Durst.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a fantastic multi-part documentary. So you know what? Bumping Mics is going to be a 3-part documentary. Actually, Netflix wanted it to be more. They wanted it to be like 4. And
Dave
was like a 3. I was like, all right, I can make that work. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll make it a weekend format. We'll call the episodes by the night, and we'll see if that works. And we'll do 2 shows a night, and we'll intercut some of our sort of offstage stuff. And Andrew, Andrew, to his credit, even though he'd seen Dave and I perform together many, many times, more than anyone else, Andrew's not a comedy director. He'd never worked in comedy. And I'd been telling him for the whole 15 years I'd been friends with this guy, you should do comedy. It'll add years to your life. These documentaries you keep doing about child molesters and murderers are a drain on to you and your family.
What a fucking bummer. Yeah.
Right. He did the Capturing the Freedmans was his first big film about child molesters in Long Island.
The Jinx, I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And Andrew's a very sophisticated filmmaker, so I knew if I set up the comedy and the situation and got the club together and got the act together, that Andrew would make it look good, and he would also be able to, like, maybe help me with some of, the friction between Dave and I.
Yeah.
But we didn't want it to be like my friends directing it, so Andrew went down to the Comedy Cellar without me and hung out with Dave. And they'd known each other a little bit through me over the years, and suddenly this murder documentarian and Dave were getting along really well. And Dave has these little tests that I've never talked about this, but like Amy Schumer, big star, was about to go on. And Dave said, I guess you want to go down and watch Amy. And Andrew saw the trap.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I love Amy, but I'm here to hang with you, Dave. That's when Dave really, you could tell Dave really fell in love. Andrew told me this whole story after, and
you guys were playing chess, man.
We really wanted to get Dave on board with Andrew because David turned down 3 or 4 other comedy directors.
Wow.
Big names who wanted to do it. Guys winning Emmys for these things and stuff.
Dave's like,
no, too hip, too, yeah.
Is part of the lesson that you learned or what you figured out was like not to be reactive to him reacting. You kind of had to like take a breath and just allow him to be how he is.
Right.
And sort of navigate.
And not fault him for it. I mean, that's just who he is. I have to love him for who he is.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to trust me, and there were certain other things in the show and guests he didn't want that I really did force on him. And he would immediately afterwards say, yep, you were right. That was a good idea. So I realized he was sort of defrosting a little bit himself. And, other things I pushed him on, he was adamant he didn't want to do, and we didn't do it.
Yeah.
So there's you pick your battle, so to speak. It's part of being. I also once asked Penn Jillette, who's in Penn and Teller. I said, give me some advice.
I love him.
Give me some advice. Like, how do you guys? Because I'd written for a comedy team. My first writing job was writing for MTV. Red Johnny and the Round Guy, 2 comics. This was in the 90s. John DiMaggio from Futurama was Red Johnny, and Tim was his partner, Tim Regan, and I learned that they would always fight, and I'd always be breaking up fights between these guys. And I was like, oh, I can't have that with Dave. And how do these teams work? And I remember Buddy Hackett telling me early on that they offered him to replace one of the Stooges in a movie when one of the Stooges got sick.
Whoa.
And I needed the money. I had just had my first kid. I was still sort of a young comic, not much of a following. And I thought about it, and I realized I don't want to wake up every morning wondering how the other guy feels.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, okay, man, now I'm in a team. It sounds like such a bad idea. I have the best life. I do whatever I want now. I got to, like, partner up. And I asked Penn, and he's like, well, no. I go, how does it work with you and Teller? He goes, well, I mean, no, ours works because no other team has Teller as a partner. In other words, he loved Teller, and they're special thing. So it really is unique. Look at you two. I mean, how many marriages work? You've been married over a decade.
I know.
Most of the time, these things are too hot, where they're not sustainable.
We don't. You know what? For us though, and this probably helps other duos, like especially ones that only do that. Like, we're not competitive. I think it's a big thing. I remember talking to a couple married couples in comedy over the years, who they like led with competitiveness.
Right.
I got this. She didn't get that. Blah, blah, blah. And they're
divorced.
All of them.
Like,
But I think you're totally right, and a lot of that because we're not competitive because we started together, and I think we did open mics together, and we were in the trenches together for so many years.
So your success is shared in a way.
Yeah. It's like.
You start a family together. Kids.
We're Cosby Team Tri-Osby. That's what we say. It's from this old Cosby thing. But we're 2 mommies, 1 jeans. Like, we share a pair. That's just always been our mantra. And truthfully, what Penn said about Teller, I adore him. I fucking adore this man.
She always says it like I don't adore her.
Not the way I adore you. I love your farts, even when you're disgusting. Like, I adore everything about you. I do. I think you're just adorable, and I don't know. I would never not love him. He can do no wrong. I think that's part of it. I'm just blinded by my affection for you.
Maybe that's why I put up with Dave's shit. Because I am blinded by my affection for him. I really do watch him on stage, and I feel like I'm watching a folk hero or something.
Yeah.
He's such a good comic. And,
he really is.
And it's from my open mic days.
Yeah.
Like he was hosting the open mics when I was beginning. He was already made. He was already a couple years in. And I was always like, I'd just want to watch him. I was like, he always had the best jokes. He always had the newest jokes. He always cut through. He always tried something different. And
when I podcasted with him last, I was, again, like, just, in awe, just looking. He's like, do you ever blink? Like, just shit like that.
Where was this?
I was at Kreischer's house. We all podcasted together. He doesn't
do many.
The two of us were just like a couple of kids and just smiling at him. And he was just making fun of us for the entire time, because we were like, remember when you said this joke? He's like, yeah, of course I fucking remember.
Yeah. He's so sharp. And now that he doesn't drink, he doesn't forget a thing. He's very difficult to argue with because he can flip it back on you in a second and mimic you at the same time to make you mad.
What was his...
Oh, is that what you want to do? You want to bring up Ken Jong? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah, I thought that'd be a good idea. Oh, really? Like it wasn't my idea a year ago to ask him? Like he doesn't forget a thing.
Wow. It's too funny.
And he's a genius.
Yeah, he really is. Jeff, we were going to do an hour. We're at 90.
Of course.
Yeah, minutes.
Wait,
now.
no, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
We just did an hour and a half.
That's crazy. I went by so fast.
And I have a sandwich in the car. I didn't even eat it. I never go this far without eating.
90
this
minutes.
Is crazy.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming.
You're the best.
You are the best.
You're so
super
fucking funny.
You guys are cute. Thank you.
God damn it.
I know. It's upsetting.
It's upsetting. But we love you. We admire you.
Did I do as good as Danny Brown?
No. He was awesome. But you got thick skin. So
thank you.
You're hilarious, and I'm excited that you're podcasting, dude. I think it's going to be really great for you.
Thanks, man. I really find it cathartic and all, and it's like stand up. I started stand up as a hobby, as an outlet, and I feel like if I keep podcasting that way,
dude, you're gonna in a year you're gonna be like, oh my god, you're gonna be turning down shit that like you would, just because you're like, no, my podcast, I can't step away from the podcast.
It's so much better than doing other stuff.
But how many days a week are you in here?
We're in one here, 1 day.
1 day a week. And how many days a week do you work on the podcast?
We usually do there's things that like the way that we do, because there's we have to find these farts. So there's multimedia kind of things where we're always like sharing in a group videos, topics.
Like all week, you're in the airport, you see a guy with no head.
Yeah,
there's the top. You write it down. You send it to the blue band.
Yeah. Take a picture.
I come up. I think of something stupid on.
Yeah, so we're building this show.
Because I worry that the time I'm obsessing and enjoying this, essentially this hobby, like the podcast right now for me is like I don't play golf, so I'm enjoying this podcast. Eventually, it's a business, and that's fine too. But I probably could have done a special in those days that I probably could have written a movie instead. So I'm still a little bit like, oh, should I be doing this? Is this just a crazy...
You definitely should be doing this.
Do it.
You definitely should be doing
this. Well,
this.
because the podcast will funnel into your material.
100%.
Like you'll come up with premises talking to people, like, oh, that's good. And then you'll write it down and be a bit.
Yeah, and it's gonna totally, build into your ticket sales. It's
do it.
You're gonna end up doing your... some show somewhere, and then all these people are going to be like, oh, you love the bumping mics, and they'll be like, no, I'm here because of your podcast, like, for sure.
Wow, and you don't get squeamish about plugging it when you're on the road? Because every comic has a podcast, don't you feel? For years, I made jokes about how everyone has a podcast.
That's a joke that should be made. It's an earned joke. We all do. But, I mean, if you enjoy doing it, that's the thing. Like,
I really, truly do.
So, like, when you enjoy doing it, it's you're having fun. Like, your audience and your fans appreciate you doing something that they can tell you actually like doing.
Until this morning when I was like, I want to do one this week, and I had to text a couple of friends, and for the beginning, until now, it was like friends and family, kind of whoever was around the house. And now I'm like, it might be cool. We get a big star once in a while, and then that's when I start to get really like squeamish about it.
They all want to do your podcast.
Yeah, they all do. Everyone loves you.
Bruce
You're
Willis
underestimating
would want to sit down and fuck around with you.
Everybody you've ever roasted will want to sit down with you.
Oh my God, dude.
Are you kidding
it's
me?
Natural.
I got to pretend it's popular to get them on.
Yeah, a little bit.
Actually, no. That's the thing is you could be like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm sure all those people would be like, yeah, of course.
Because I still have a small but very loyal following. Like, I feel like.
And then how much fun would it be? Like, I think if there's like if there's a couple of standout roasts, let's say, because you've roasted Trump, you've roasted, I don't know, let's say whoever the breakthrough. Sure.
Oh my
And
God.
then you get together like
Flavor
two of the
Flavs, right?
people who worked on it with you.
Oh yeah.
And you go like, remember like leading
right.
up to Trump roast or Bieber roast, and you guys rehash.
So you think it's okay to make it a roast-centric thing? Like,
For
to me, if it's not about comedy, but it's about more worldly issues, wouldn't that bring in a bigger audience?
Well, here's the thing. Because like who you are, you can jump in and out of that. You can do episodes where you're like talking about what's happening in North Korea with, or you have Larry Charles and you're talking about this thing, and it's like not really about roasting, and then you do your thing at the end. Sure. But like, because you're who you are, it's like, what if you did this week, we're going to talk all about the Bieber roast because, it got 25 million viewers. It was this, it was that. And like, here's people that worked on it. As a fan, I would be like, oh, that's an awesome one-off for this week. The next week, you don't have to do the same thing. The next week, you could have Dave on and talk about how you guys were just at the same.
Dave was just on. He came by the house, and that alone is just fun. The other part, which I really love, which I guess you have some of it after 10 years, you're like, whoa. But doing it in my house, having Larry Charles in my house was such a thrill. Just the excitement of that. Dave Attell came by, and I love Dave, and just having Dave sitting in my podcast studio in my house smoking cigarettes, and just he mentioned his dad, it was very open. We just posted that episode, it got tons of listens.
Yeah.
And I really do enjoy having people over.
Yeah.
So then there's the part of that of the caterer's son in me that's like, hey, Larry, do you want something to eat? Do you want to bring a buddy? I kind of really love that part.
Then you got to embrace that.
Well, that could be a part of the podcast, catering. You know what I mean? You could have a spread for people.
Yes, today's show is sponsored by Duchess Potatoes.
There you go.
At all the big bar mitzvahs in the 70s, Duchess Potatoes.
Yeah.
That, by the way, for people that want to do a deep dive on Jeff, definitely listen to his Marin episode. That was a great one.
Oh, thanks. I think I was his 800th episode or something.
It's a
some
really
crazy
good
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never think people are going to be prepared, and then Mark, I know him my whole career, and then he's does this amazing interview, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, you guys. But one thing was disappointing. That whole episode, no fart clips at all.
Not one fart clip.
No. It was really kind of a downer.
Just talk about what you love on your show, and we love farts.
You guys keep it light and funny, and that's kind of fun too.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes I've been doing a thing called touchy subjects where I put in the most awkward, Michael Jackson documentary.
Fuck those kids.
Woman gets eaten by her own dog. I like doing those kind of touchy subjects, what I call them, where we're not even talking about comedy.
And there's another thing you'll find out. A lot of audiences love segments. So you bring up touchy subjects, and then there's a hot guest coming on. Dude, believe me, that your fan base is listening. I can't wait till we get to touchy subjects.
Oh wow,
yeah,
for sure.
they like that.
And then roast in peace at the end. You get the death.
They want it. They want it. They want it.
They want
I had
it.
a good joke the other day about Peter Tork from the Monkees.
Yeah,
he died, and I was a big fan. And the Monkees revolutionized music. Unless you've ever heard of the Beatles, the Stones, Pink Floyd, Imagine Dragons, Nelly.
Oh man,
it's fun dealing with the sad stuff.
Of course,
it is cathartic.
It's the best. I agree. And you have to come from a little tragedy to appreciate it too.
Right.
Michael Jackson jokes. Do you have any great ones?
Oh boy.
I feel did you roast him when he died? I feel like you would be the master at.
I had a bunch of Michael Jackson jokes when he died. It was already 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how it's come back around? How
10 years?
There was a time where everyone had a Michael Jackson, kid fucking joke or something.
Right.
And then if you were to hear that joke a few years ago, you'd be like, okay. And now it's refreshed.
Remix.
Yeah, because of the environment we're in. And I watched it, and it was a very painful show to watch. And I do admit I only came twice.
Yeah. It's hard to hold it in that whole time. It's 3 parts.
I feel so much better. What, the fart or the Michael Jackson joke? I don't know what was a bigger relief.
Man. So download, rate, review, and subscribe. Thick Skin
with Jeff Ross.
Spotify,
Apple, Libsyn. I don't know. I just signed up for all of them.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Google Play. It's everywhere.
I don't have Google Play, I don't think.
Oh, you got to get on Google Play. What are you doing, man?
You got to get
a lot of Androids out there.
Okay.
Watch Bumping Mics.
Watch it on Netflix. Keep your eyes peeled for the new dates. He's going to be touring with his Nana, Dave Attell.
Nana.
Yeah. We just put up the first 2. And it's where we started.
Great.
Out in Pennsylvania at the Sands.
I'm doing that next month.
That's a great place. I don't know if you've ever been there.
2 weeks. Yeah, I did
the
it last
Sands,
year.
Bethlehem.
Yes.
I love that place. For some reason, Dave and I always have great shows there.
Bethlehem,
PA.
And the Borgata, which of course is a layup for us. That's where I'm from, that area. And I love it. My family always comes.
I love that you're the opposite of a lot of comics in that sense too, where all these shows you're at, you're like, oh, it's so great. I can see so much family there.
Yeah, we hate
and he'll
our
like show
families.
up with like 30 people that like all
It's crazy because I'll have 25 people eating pastrami in my green room and Dave will be alone right across the hall in his green room smoking.
That's me.
Yeah, that's
talking
me.
to the stage manager.
That's me.
About who was there last week and why they didn't sell out. Like just negative, like whatever. And then Dave eventually will stick his head in and we'll all always go out afterwards. It's kind of fun where he's so negative and I'm so positive, and then we meet somewhere in the middle.
It's hilarious. It's a great dynamic, man.
It is. You guys are a
Thanks for
joy
being
to
so
watch.
supportive, and thanks for inviting me on your podcast. What a treat!
Anytime.
And all the advice on podcasting.
Please.
And I gave you guys some roasting advice.
Can't believe I'm gonna
I better
apply
see you
it.
utilizing it.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm on it.
Where's your next gig?
Minneapolis, Minneapolis Tits, April 4 through 6, Acme Comedy Club.
That's supposed to be a great spot.
I've never done
amazing.
it. Can you believe it? I'm so excited to finally go there.
I haven't been there yet, but I lost my virginity to somebody who lives near there.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Should we look her up?
The great Louis Lee.
How old are you when you lost your...
17.
Nice.
Whoa,
But
kind of an older gent.
Older gent.
17?
What do you want him to be?
15.
No.
Okay.
Wasn't ready.
When
How
did
old was
you
she?
lose?
I was 17.
She was the same. It was Christmas Eve.
Nerds.
It was Christmas Eve when I was in high school, 17. Maybe she was 18 and I was 17.
Oh,
I was
shit.
17. I fucking destroyed this girl.
Nerds.
Too.
Oh, you did not.
I was Pound Town. She was
stop it.
maybe
Not
100
your-
pounds. I was 245. Yeah.
Is this your Dalmatian girlfriend?
This girl could
Wait,
barely.
who'd you lose your
she
virginity
couldn't-
to?
She barely spoke English. She
Oh
was.
my God.
Exchange student, Costa Rica.
Oh, stop.
It's weird if she spoke English until you fucked her, and suddenly she was like, brains.
Do you still talk to your first love makings, lady?
No, I did see her when I did a show in Minnesota. A while back. She came to the show and I brought her on stage and we both sat Indian style on the stage and told the story.
Aww.
Which was really
Did you
fun.
really?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
You're gonna have a great memorial, man. When you go, it's gonna be something.
Better than Brody's?
I think so.
Brody's was really hard to top.
Bradley Cooper was there, dude.
I know, that was pretty big
And
deal.
Todd Phillips.
Yeah.
And Ron White.
That was crazy.
That was
Oh my
crazy.
God.
No, I think you're gonna have a great outpouring of love.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a lot of friends.
Oh,
You're, like
boy.
you said, you're positive.
You invite people to your home. Tom and I never do that.
Really?
We're
we used
very
to do the podcast
antisocial.
out of our house, but like
Yeah.
we got this because we're like, I gotta stop having people over at the house.
We have 2 small children.
I understand.
Yeah.
What are they doing right now? Looking for fart videos online? Child labor?
Probably.
Well, I just taught our 3-year-old to say, I took a dump.
Yeah.
And
Really?
Tom's
And it
not
took.
having it.
Well, I'm like, it's funny, but it's like he's saying it and I'm picturing him, with other teachers and parents.
But-
And he's
but
like, I
dumps-
got a dump. And I'm like, all
Yeah,
right.
but dump isn't a bad word.
Okay.
I guess that's fine.
Poo-poo?
Maybe there's other things he could learn first.
Like what?
Like, I love you, mommy.
Well,
he
says
says that.
He says
Alright.
that. We've
It's not the
covered
first
that.
thing he
That's not
said.
the first thing we taught him.
I see.
Yeah.
No, he says other stuff. But I like take a dump. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny.
Dumping's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, last thing, like, we're talking about my jail shows and roasting and working on the border and doing stuff that has heart and maybe some meaning and a mission to it. And then I've been just working out jokes locally and they're all about shitting and farting and dogs, and it's like I went this crazy journey just to go right back to the first act I ever did.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really all comes back.
It really is. It gave me the license to just be silly.
Always just talk about how much we would love that Carlin, who was, such a brilliant guy and would dive into these topics and break it down, and you would just be so blown away by his intellect. And then after one of those incredibly well-constructed bits, it would be fart jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd go back to something.
You ever fart so loud? It'll be right after.
Yeah.
You know who hates farts the most?
Midgets.
They live at ass height. Buddy Hackett, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. All right, Jeff Ross. Thank you, sir. 100 plus minutes.
Homie.
Thanks, Christina. Thank you both. Thanks, Tom.
YMH Hood Snack by Falling Water Sound. Closing song.
This motherfucker. That motherfucker. This motherfucker. That motherfucker. This motherfucker. That motherfucker. That motherfucker. This motherfucker. Burrito. Motherfucker. This motherfucker. Burrito. This motherfucker. Burrito. That burrito. This bag of Doritos and crunch them up. Slim Jim beef sticks. Slim Jim beef sticks. Slim Jim beef sticks. Cheese stick. Cheese stick. Cheese stick. Cheese stick. Cheese stick. Cheese beef sticks.
You know what pickle egg is? It's a hood snack. 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 My asshole burning. My asshole burning. My asshole burning. You know what pickle egg is? It's a hood snack. 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 You know what pickle egg is?